You like that fucking elevator shit?
Yeah, I do.
I used to get copyright claim for that song, and they don't fuck with me anymore. I don't know. I was like,
So there's a couple,
who's listening to this?
right? There's a couple sites that I use for like my YouTube videos that it's all copyright free that you can
Yeah.
use.
Well, like my buddy who made this intro, like just added just whatever random song that he found, you know. So we're here today with Skyler, the man, dude. Sky Comics, real versus real.
Multifaceted entertainer.
Yeah, dude. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I just got back from Home Depot. I went to go pick up some stuff to hang up the abundance of comic books that I have.
Yeah,
So,
dude, you've been getting a bunch of like people just been like gifting you comic books and shit, right?
people. So I do have some stuff that was like gifted to me and stuff that's like on loan, and then I've been buying a crap. All those boxes over there.
Yeah,
Those are all filled with comic books.
hell yeah. I just sold. What did I have? Like fucking 14 or so long boxes.
Oh, is that when we were talking like months ago?
Yeah.
Damn, that would
like,
be cool.
You're like, dude, I gotta hit you back up. I was all like, too late, bro. They're already gone.
It's all good, man. Shit happens.
So how long you been into comics and stuff? Your whole life?
So I actually started reading comics when I was little with my least favorite superhero on the planet, and that's Superman.
that guy.
My dad had a whole box of Superman comics, and this was, I mean, like the runs that he had were good. Like this was like Doomsday, Death of Superman, like when DC stepped it up. Like that was my introduction to Superman, and I was about it. Like that story arc is amazing, but everything else is kind of meh.
Dude, that whole like 90s era was insane, dude. That's when Bane broke the Batman. That's when Superman died against Doomsday. They made the video game. Like that 90s DC stuff was wild, dude. Fucking Vertigo was just coming out, so like we had like the Swamp Thing and Constantine and Preacher, like, all sorts of cool books.
So the reason why I was actually just watching a documentary on YouTube recently about Image Comics. So Image was started by like Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Rob. I can't remember, like the top artists at Marvel, and they were tired of like not getting like paid properly for like the art that they do, and they all left and went and started Image Comics, and the books that they were putting out was outselling Marvel and DC left and right by like millions. Like Image Comics, when they came out in the early to mid 90s, outsold every major publisher. And that's when we got Death of Superman, Doomsday. That's when all of these publishers, the big names, the big two, had to like change it up because they were getting sold out. They were getting outsold by this little company of like 4 people.
I had to step it up, man. Fucking, because we like Image has Savage Dragon, fucking Spawn, fucking what was the Squadron Supreme? Was that on Image or was that Milestone?
Right. Most of the stories that they would pick up did have like those weird like B-list titles, but they just sold really well because the writing and the art was good. Because the artists, the whole thing for Image is Image doesn't own anything. All they do is they own the I, like the brand label.
Everything's
and
creator
like the
controlled.
Name Image. Yeah, it's all creator controlled.
I was trying to work for Image years and years ago when I was writing comics. So I was like, dude, I'll just start my own thing, and then I don't do anything with it.
Well, isn't that how most hobbies go?
So I technically own a publishing company called Vernon Avenue Press, and I just don't do anything with it.
Just sit there collecting dust.
Yeah. I got like a certificate and shit that like says that I own a business.
I was actually thinking, I was talking with a friend the other day on the phone, and she's an artist, and we were kind of like joking at like creating a comic book, and then like that like triggered something in my brain to start thinking about it. And I was just like, well, I could do like an independent comic based on like, so it'd be like, so the main character would be like a caricature of me, like not directly me, but like names and everything are changed for oh, go away.
Well, you're like a very animated fellow anyway, so
yeah, but it would be like me in the therapist's office talking to the therapist, and then like the main story would be flashbacks starting from when I was like, you know, younger, and then like what like the events that I went through in my life to kind of like lead me to where I am today. And it goes through, you know, like stuff with the parents, with drug addiction, with just everything that I've been through, and everything. And then like, so like the present day would be like would be in color, and then the flashbacks would be like color splash. So like most of it black and white, and then like key parts would be like colored in.
I like that. I like some Sin City type shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that show Bored to Death?
Mm-mm.
Ted Danson, Zach Galifianakis, and Jason Schwartzman. Fucking Zach Galifianakis plays a comic book artist, and fucking he's got like he's like a superhero. He draws himself as a superhero and shit with like a huge cock, and fucking and then like he's best friends with Jason Schwartzman, and he's like, dude, I got you in my comics. He's like, yeah, but like I'm just your therapist in the comics. Like you can at least have me do stuff heroic in your comics, and like. Because he's like a fucking like down on his luck, fucking whatever. You can at least make it cool. It's called Bored to Death. It's good.
Bored like bags and bored to death. Oh.
No, like just bored, like
yeah. BORED.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the whole premise of the show is Jason Schwartzman gets broken up by his girlfriend, and then he just starts moonlighting as a fake private detective, and he's like doing ads on Craigslist. And fucking people are hiring him to fucking like solve these fucking crimes and shit.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool.
I mean,
I like the cast.
Yeah. Ted Danson's probably the funniest motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah.
Ted Danson, that's Cheers. That's
dude,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right? Yeah.
They're getting high in the bathroom. He's all like, dude, they should really call these one hitters 3 hitters.
Hell yeah. So what's been up, man? I mean, we've talked back and forth on Facebook, mostly just about doing this.
But,
what, dog?
Man, dude, today's like my busiest day ever. I had to go film some shit this morning because my buddy does these FML skits. Do that today, then get ready for this. And then, like, as soon as this is over, I gotta go fucking pick up some lights, pick up sound equipment for my open mic tonight that I host. First Monday of every month.
Oh, so yeah, you're running around.
Yeah, I'm just all over the place today. And then tomorrow I don't have to do shit but laundry. You know? Fantastic. Other than that, man, like I haven't really been up to much. Like I don't leave my house much unless I go to work or I have to do like something artsy. You know, that's it.
Yeah, I'm home most of the time. That's why I finally decided to go get this stuff to like hang up the comic books. I mean, I got some art hanging up, but I need more because I'm here all the time. I want pretty stuff to look at on the wall.
Yeah, like I know all my cool stuff's behind me. Well,
I know I got stuff to go up here to put. Like I got a couple books coming back from CGC, and then a bunch of raw books, and they're all going to be going up here because for the Sky Comics YouTube channel, that's all going to be like the backdrop.
Dude, a buddy of mine made this freaking print, dude. Like I bought a bunch of prints from him, and then he took forever to get them to me, so he gave me a free one too. It's so fucking sick. Hold on.
Dude, that's rad. That's so cool.
Yeah, I was excited. I was all like, dude, you didn't have to do that. He's like, yeah, I did. Dude, I felt bad for taking months to get the shit to you. This is the one I bought. This one's pretty sick, dude. Smoking gal. She's all
that's rad.
Yeah.
I always like mushroom art.
Yeah. Mushrooms have the power to enslave humanity, and they don't do it.
They're not conscious enough to take action.
They are though, because like every mushroom on the planet can communicate through their roots,
right?
And so like they have like that neuro they have like their own internet basically.
Well, yeah, there's even rainforests where like the trees are all connected like through the underground root system, and they can like communicate with each other.
Dude, it's so cool. And there's some like really like crazy mushrooms that can just like spit poison out and just like ruin your whole day.
Dude, nature's wild.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's the name. The wild.
So we gathered here today because you posted something like a month ago or longer, like, I know more about the motherfucking MCU than anybody on the planet. Fight me. And I was like,
those are the exact words I used.
I don't even know if that was it. It was like, I'm paraphrasing, but that's...
Yeah, there was a meme that it was just like, when you find somebody that knows more about the MCU than you, and you hit the picture, was just like, and my buddy commented, and he's just like, have you found him yet? And I'm like, no.
I might not know more, but I know quite a bit. I'm a big fan. I'm even a big fan of the scenes that they use in the movies that are almost pulled directly from the source material, but then just tweaked just
a little bit. But they're getting closer. When they started with Guardians of the Galaxy, they really started paying more and more attention to the way Marvel and the writers create the comic books. Like the stories are a lot more similar, and they're not changed as much.
I don't know, dude. The first time I saw Avengers in theaters, like the first Avengers, that shit looked like there's shot, like each shot, like especially the beginning, it looked like comic book panels, dude. Like it was amazing when I was watching that for the first time. It was amazing. So like, I'm thinking like a good way to do this. Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start with the 1974 Amazing Spider-Man. Dude,
I would love to have an AF-15. That's my grail. That's if I can buy one of those, which is an obscene amount. Obscene for low grade, like 0.5s go for like $10,000.
Yeah,
from CGs.
It's Amazing Fantasy 15, I think, is the most expensive comic ever.
Yeah, unless you're getting like
check me on that, but
well, no, because there's high grade comics that are going, when depending on where the market's at and how it fluctuates, that go for 6 figures all day. But like if you get like early action, if you get like an Action Comics 1 or Amazing Fantasy,
I think Action 1 is number 2 of the most expensive.
Yeah. And it's like millions.
Yeah, it's insane. And you won't find 10s. You won't find 10 out of 10. Like they don't, like 10s don't even exist because motherfuckers at the comic book store don't unbox their stuff and put them on the shelves with gloves on. So it's like,
there are 10s. There are 10s in the census for numerous books. There's not a lot, but there are 10s out there. 10.0s from CGC. They exist. They're real.
It's impossible.
Mostly in modern.
There's thumbprints on everything, though, man. Like,
well, yeah, but they do exist. They're on the census. You can look them up. There's
right,
tons. It's mostly modern books because like people would take them directly out of the box.
Yeah.
And send them straight to CGC.
Yeah.
They don't get tossed between multiple owners, and like whether it's bagged and boarded or it's just sitting out there raw, like it just goes straight to CGC.
One of the things I regret, because I used to go to Top Cut Comics every Wednesday I'd be there at 10:45 because they open at 11. I'd be out there like a fucking junkie, dude, fucking just itching, like waiting for you to fucking open.
New comic book day.
And during that time, that's when the Tom King fucking Batman #1 came out, where they have Batman's dick. And then that book had to instantly get recalled, right? Because like it, and I don't collect Batman, but I was at the store that morning when that book came out, and I could have bought it because that motherfucker sells for like $1,000 easy.
Wow.
Because it instantly had to get, like, all the ones that didn't sell had to get sent back, and then it got reprinted, and they fucking blurred out the dick.
I actually just picked up a book that just got recalled because it's a misprint. I don't know if it's Batman Night Terror. So you see all the brown?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be neon green.
Nice.
But I also have Spider-Man Reigns. I got to poke through it, but Spider-Man Reign is the only book in Marvel. Well, it's got Spider-Man, Peter Parker's bare penis in it.
No way.
Yeah. It doesn't sell for very much. It's like a $30 book, but it's still cool.
I liked a lot of the parallels, like Spider-Man and like Batman like troll each other. Like there was when Batman got proposed to by like Selena Kyle or whatever, Catwoman, and then like a month or two later, Spider-Man fucking trolled that shit with like Black Cat proposing to fucking Spider-Man and shit.
Marvel and DC have been going back and forth like that for a long time.
It's so funny. Like they just like troll each other, and I like it.
Yeah. They even recreate each other's characters. Like Aquaman is a copy of Submariner.
Yeah.
But Aquaman like took off, and Submariner has only been brought up once in the last, at least in the MCU, once in the last since it started, and that was in
the comic
Forever.
books. He's always trying to fuck Sue Storm.
I haven't read any of the Submariner stuff because it's old and it's harder to get your hands on it. But yeah. I got Marvel Unlimited, so I actually should just go in and read it.
He's part of the Illuminati in the comics, and he's just dude. Submariner's just a dickhead, dude. Like he's mainly like a tyrant, you know. Like yeah. He's like Dr. Doom, but not as cool.
I don't know, man. I don't, like I said, I don't know anything about him in the comics, but the way that he was portrayed in Wakanda Forever,
it was fantastic,
dude. So cool. I like him. I like that adaptation. I don't, like I said, I don't know about. I haven't read any of his comic book stuff.
Right.
But I like that way more than Dr. Doom.
I mean, like, we haven't.
But I'm also not a fan of Fantastic Four.
We haven't had a good adaptation of Dr. Doom in the movies. Well, in the old Fox Fantastic Four movies or whatever. Like, we don't get a cool. And I hope they don't try to bring him back like right away, dude. Like the Fantastic Four, their first villain should be like Mole Man or whatever, like it was in the comics. When they bring back,
they should do that, and then they should have like just a little, because like even in the like the animated series and in the comic books, there's always a Spider-Man crossover between Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four in Spider-Man in like the early days. That'd be cool to just have like Tom Holland come in really quick, like do something stupid, because he would always break into Fantastic Four headquarters for like information and shit.
Yeah.
And then Amscray, and they'd like chase him out and things like, I'm gonna get you, Peter Parker. And I think that would be a little cool homage to like the way Fantastic Four and Spider-Man have their relationship.
Yeah, we can even get a glimpse of Bombastic Bagman.
Yeah. There's so much that should be done from the comic books that just doesn't. I don't know if it's because it doesn't translate well into TV, because like only like guys like me and you are gonna really like it.
Yeah.
And they're not particularly. They don't really. The Hollywood doesn't really care about our opinions. They want everybody else's.
Yeah, they want. You know, they gotta make money. You know, it's a business.
They'll make money. Look at all the motherfuckers that go to the San Diego Comic-Con and drop all that money on that for the weekend. You know what I mean?
but that's not going to the studios. That's going to vendors. That's going to artists. It's not.
What I'm saying is our community is willing to like spend money on this stuff, and there's a shit ton of people that do it.
Yes.
Like throughout the country, like they can make some good money if they just did a little bit more comic material in the movies.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
All right, so I was joking earlier where I said let's start at the very beginning with like the Spider-Man. I don't even know if that's the first Marvel movie ever made. Was the Amazing Spider-Man 1974?
Oh, with Tobey Maguire?
No. Tobey Maguire was 2000 fucking whatever. This is the type of shit where like the film, like the dude crawling on walls or whatever. They put a fucking wall on the ground and he's just like crawling or whatever, and they just film it to make it look like he's climbing up a wall. This
is a movie from the 70s?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know about that. That's I'm gonna have to check that out.
The scene where he gets bit by the spider, dude, like it's like a spider like crawled behind one of his books and he just like goes to grab a book and then he gets bit. Like it's not even like I don't remember if they show the spider getting like the radioactive whatever. Fuck, I don't know if they show that in the movie or not. But like, yeah, I think it lands in his book bag or whatever. Then he gets home and then it like crawls behind like one of his books and then it bites him. Dude, it's such a bad movie. the webs,
I like those like bad campy movies, dude.
The webs are like fucking ropes that fucking shoot out. It's like a net.
See, I like that kind of stuff though.
And then we had Lou Ferrigno. Like we're like since we have a multiverse now and everything exists. DC I think did it first with the Flash TV or not with the whole Arrowverse. They established that the multiverse everything is canon.
Oh yeah.
Everything's canon, dude. Like Batman 89 exists on Earth 89. And like all that, all this shit. So everything's canon. Marvel's doing it now with they did it. They started with Loki, whatever. But now, like, with that being said, so now we got like the Lou Ferrigno Hulk exists in the MCU. Technically, the 1990s Captain America movie exists in the Marvel somewhere. The fucking Fantastic Four movie from the 90s exists somewhere. All the Fox shit that just got purchased, the X-Men, Fantastic Four, like all that shit exists.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the Sony Marvel crossover and bringing X-Men truly into the MCU.
I'm stoked more for the X-Men 97 cartoon.
Oh yeah, they're revamping it, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like picking up
right where season 5 left off. Look at boom.
Dude, that was my shit growing up. I'll still watch it. Because it's on Disney Plus. You can watch all of that stuff.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. So now, like, the truly beginning now. Oh, yeah, fucking Blade exists now. Fuck, everything exists now. Like, people say there would be no Deadpool movie if Blade didn't come out to be the first R-rated whatever.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, I mean, like, okay, yeah, I guess, but when you watch Blade, it doesn't say Marvel. Marvel didn't promote it. Marvel didn't have anything to do with the production of that movie. Somebody bought the rights to the character because Blade wasn't that big and made a cool movie about it. But now that we've had like the multiverse of madness, it technically is canon with the
everything
MCU.
Exists now. But the true beginning of this 15-year-long escapade, dude. Iron Man 1. One of the fucking best movies ever fucking made.
Jon Favreau nailed it with that movie. Because if he didn't, we wouldn't have had any of the movies that we've had in the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah. It's so funny. Jon Favreau played in the Daredevil movie. He played not Happy. That's who he plays now.
Wait, Daredevil.
What's Daredevil's buddy? Fuck, what's his name? Foggy Nelson. Are you there? Did you freeze? Okay, you froze, I think.
I know you did too.
He played Foggy Nelson, then he comes back and makes the fucking best MCU movie probably ever.
Well, anything that guy puts his hands on, because he's the one that's doing all the live action Disney movies.
He's doing that, and he did him and Dave Filoni. I think it's Dave Filoni. They did the fucking Mandalorian and like all that cool shit, dude. Like
anything that guy puts his hands on and decides to create is just gold, in my opinion. Like, and the box office agrees. Like, it just hits.
Yeah. He used to have a show on YouTube. It was Dinner for Five, and he would just be like him and like 4 other people just like sitting at a dinner table just bullshitting for like 40 minutes, dude. It was an awesome fucking show. And there was one episode he couldn't make it, so Kevin Smith hosted that one.
That would have been cool. I wonder if it's also on YouTube.
It is. That's how I used to fall asleep to it on YouTube.
Oh, I do that with podcasts constantly.
But like, there's so many episodes of the shit. Like, he'd be like, "Oh, did I ever mention that I did Swingers?" They're like, "Yeah, that's all you fucking talk about is Swingers." Fucking back there in those days.
Because that was like his first movie.
I think it was
with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, and that movie fucked me up because I really thought those were real rules. I was like, oh, I can't call a gal until 6 days after I get her number. Type of dumb shit.
I've never seen it.
There's all sorts of like rules on like how to date a gal and make her like, it's so fucking. If you watch it, it's a movie that would not be made today. It would be instantly canceled.
It wouldn't even make it past the pitch.
Yeah. Oh man. I saw it when I was a kid, dude. VHS. I rented it.
When you were a kid. Wait, how old are you?
37. I mean, I'll be 37 at the end of the year. So I'm just rounding up.
All right. Yeah, you got a few years on me. I was just like, that movie came out like in the 90s, and like you were old enough to watch it in the 90s. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah. So like in the 90s, so like in 96, I was like 10 years old, you know. Like.
Right. I was 3.
Hell yeah. Man, Iron Man 1.
We freeze again, or you just
no? Like, so it went so fucking downhill. The Iron Man movies went so like he's not wearing this, like in the first one he's actually wearing a fucking Iron Man suit. Robert Downey Jr.'s wearing that fucking suit for real, and then like later on it's like a chest plate and a mocap fucking dumb shit. Like, oh man.
I mean, like, yeah, it would be cool if he had the suit on every time, but like,
I get it.
It just wouldn't work.
You know, and at that time, Iron Man was such a like a B-list fucking hero, dude. Like,
he wasn't that big. He even in the Avengers, like, he was not the leader. Like, didn't have shit to do with fuck.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know if people just didn't know how to write his stories, or like he's like a tragic hero. Like there was a time in the comics where Rhodes was Iron Man because Tony Stark was like way too much of an alcoholic to fucking continue fighting crime. So fucking Rhodes took over, and he was Iron Man and shit, dude. Like one of the covers, I wish I still had it, dude. I sold it. Well, one of the fucking covers was fucking Tony Stark, dude, just fucking on a bender, dude. Like, just looking rough.
I think I have that. I have an Iron Man issue. I'd try to find it, but it's in
it's buried.
But he's like sitting in a chair with like a rocks glass in his hand, and it's got like different Iron Man suits around him and shit, and it's just like a spotlight. I have it.
Hell, dude, yeah, it's fucking. He's looking rough.
Yeah, you could just tell he's just like, man, what happened?
And like even in the cartoons, like they made him all right in the cartoons. Like in the he had his own series. It was 2 seasons. That's how I fucking knew most of his story. Like that's how I figured out who like the Mandalorian was, and there was that guy who turns into a tornado. And there's 2 different gargoyles. There's a gargoyle that I think works for Doctor Doom, and then there's like an actual like stone fucking like creature gargoyle that's an Iron Man villain.
I didn't know that. I don't know. I haven't read any of the Iron Man stuff just because like I've read a couple issues, but it's just not. And I don't know. It just doesn't like catch my attention like that.
So like the first movie got the story basically, like it's how they did it in his cartoon, whatever. Too, like he was captured and was forced to. Like in the movie, he had to build a bomb or whatever, but then he was also building the fucking Mach 1 at the same time.
Yeah, he had to create the Jericho missile in the movie. The name of it.
Jericho. Y2J. Man, like, and we didn't know if the movie was going to be a success or not, because it was, like we said, he was a B-list hero. Like, fucking Jon Favreau was just all like, dude, fuck it, we're making an Iron Man movie.
Well, yeah, like it's so weird. Like I've talked to people about it, and it's just like, why did they pick Iron Man? And I'll tell you why they picked Iron Man, because they couldn't afford to do the rest of them. They couldn't afford the rights for the other heroes, but what they couldn't spend on the copyright, they could spend on actors. Because RDJ was just making a comeback, because he was out for like drug abuse and shit. Like nobody wanted to work with him.
Nobody wanted to work. Terrence Howard was the one who recommended Robert Downey Jr.
And they nailed it, man.
Nailed it, dude. I mean, you couldn't pick a better actor, because not only does he looks similar to Tony Stark, but just Robert Downey Jr.'s whole backstory is similar to that of fucking Tony Stark in real life.
Dude, Marvel, I don't know how they do it, but their casting is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, and they hold on to their actors. They make them sign like a 10-year contract.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Like, what? Yeah. Once you're in one film, dude, you're signed for life until they write you off. But they're not even talking about bringing Chris Evans back to play Human Torch. And fucking all this other shit.
They're killing everybody off, because the next big MCU thing is Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, dude.
Secret Wars, which now I have to go through and read all of that before the movies start coming out, so I can be that prick that watches the movie, be like, that's not how that happened.
And then you gotta go back. You gotta go back and watch like the last 5 episodes of the Spider-Man cartoon, because that's Secret Wars also, where he brings in Storm, Fantastic Four, Iron Man.
The animated one from like the early 2000s,
the early 90s, like the
early 90s.
Or the mid 90s, whatever, like the one that came out like around the same time as X-Men.
Yeah, no, I actually just finished all of that like 2 months ago.
So like the last 5 episodes where it's the Secret Wars shit, and then fucking Lizard turns into a good guy, and fucking Dr. Doom cures the Thing.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Oh man, it's gonna be fantastic. And apparently, they're so you know how they have like the Void planet from Loki season 1.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's gonna be Battle World in Secret Wars, where the Beyonder brings everybody to like. I don't even know how they're gonna do the Beyonder. They better make him cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't know much about. I've been watching. There's this channel on YouTube. I think it's called like Comic Pop, or Variant, whatever it is. But
I like Variant, dude. Like
Variant's cool, man. And then there's another one, Comic Pop, I think is the name of it. And they will take like these stories and go through it. And I watched the Secret Wars one, and I learned a little bit. But
Comic Storian does that too, and he'll like read.
Comic Storian.
He's good. He's doing
watching his. I fell asleep to his stuff last night for the Fall of X-Men and like the Hellfire Gala and stuff like that.
I've fallen asleep to a lot of this stuff, dude. The Ultimate Spider-Man, death, the whole life and death of Peter Parker type shit.
Yep.
Dude.
Yep.
Oh Good stuff. Good stuff. So
They're
we
doing
don't know
something cool with. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say they're doing something cool with Spider-Man now. They're because with like the whole Hellfire Gala and the fall of X-Men, this is in the comic books, and I kind of hope it shows up in the MCU. But Nightcrawler is like one of the only survivors after everything, and he's in New York with Peter Parker and takes and they like team up, and Nightcrawler becomes a Spider-Man in New York. Like he gets an outfit and everything, and he goes around fighting crime.
That's sick.
It's super cool.
That's sick, dude. Anything Spider-Man's cool, dude. I got these three toys. I got the black suit Spidey. Kicks ass. I got Kane Parker Scarlet Spider. He's a clone of Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And fucking Spider-Man UK. Fucking bring it, baby.
I actually just I was on eBay yesterday, and I can't spend a whole lot of money on comics right now, but there was a it's Spectacular Spider-Man 158 where Spider-Man gets cosmic powers. Oh, and I was trying to get it in a because I have the what if Spider-Man kept his cosmic powers. I have that issue, and I wanted the when he gets them, but it just got a little too. It was a graded copy, so it got up a little higher than I was.
So who do you think would win the fight, dude? So like when Batman had like I think he had like every fucking lantern ring.
So I don't know a whole lot about DC, but that definitely sounds like something.
Batman had like he had something to do with like the lanterns, whatever, and he had like this power of like omniscience, like when he could know everything, and he's all like, oh, who killed? Like he's like, who's the true identity of the Joker? And that's when he found out there's actually 3 fucking Jokers or whatever type shit. So like, who do you think would win the fight, dude? Cosmic Spider-Man or fucking omnipotent fucking Batman?
I don't know, man. I think, dude, that's hard because like Cosmic Spider-Man is the end all be all powerful being.
Yeah.
In Marvel.
He's more powerful than Galactus's heralds.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Galactus smothers Superman in his fucking dreams. Like, so I mean, like, I don't know, man. It would be a fun fight to watch because you know how like Spider-Man is. Like, he never starts off strong.
Oh yeah.
Like he kind of pulls the Rocky Balboa and like learns about his opponent and like gets the shit beat out of him for a while, and then like he'll have his like come to Jesus moment and figure it out. Yeah. I think it would be a cool fight. So I think Spider-Man would take it.
Remember Superior Spider-Man? Dr. Octopus became Spider-Man, and like he found out
it yet.
He's fighting against the Shocker, and he punches Shocker, dude, and he fucking goes flying, and then that's when Dr. Octopus realizes that he's like, damn, Spider-Man's been pulling his punches this whole entire fucking time. Like, he could have murdered all of us.
Spider-Man on his own, Spider-Man raw, just on his own, is just it's almost just as strong as Superman. Like, he's ridiculously strong.
So there's an issue of Access. I don't know if you're familiar who Access is. He has the power to travel between DC and Marvel. He was created in the Marvel versus DC comic book or whatever. But he had his own series for a little bit. Venom is running loose in Metropolis. And Superman can't fucking take Venom out. Like, Superman can't fight Venom, dude. Venom's just trolling him, dude. Like, he steals, like, someone's sunglasses and fucking, like, dude, he's being an absolute clown. So fucking Access has to go to Marvel to fucking get Spider-Man to save fucking Superman's ass from Venom.
Because you got to think, Spider-Man is basically Batman mixed with like key parts from like Superman. He's extremely intelligent. He's a genius. He can figure anything out. And he's just super fucking strong. He's such an OP character and does not get enough recognition for that. And they kind of touched on that in No Way Home, where like all three of the Spider-Mans were sitting there talking. Was I think it was Tobey Maguire was talking about how it was
Andrew Garfield is like, I stopped pulling my punches after Gwen died.
It was Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
And he was just like, man, after Gwen died, like I just kind of stopped pulling my punches and like was just fucking people up.
Andrew Garfield stole the show in that movie.
He really did.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? Poop. Shoot, I don't remember what
your brain doesn't work.
Dude, well, you froze for a second, and then like I probably froze too.
Yep.
Shoot, man. There was something Spider-Man related, because that's what we're talking about right now. Oh, they have Spider-Man, Batman. They have like a really similar rogues gallery too. Like, you got Killer Croc and Lizard. You got fucking Green Goblin's basically Joker with Batman's money.
He's just as menacing. Like those two characters are like, in my opinion, at least of the villains that I am aware of, are like the two truly just sinister, like evil, like chaotic evil villains in either universe. Because they really are just in it for the hatred and the fun of being evil.
Just being silly. Do pumpkin bombs. The fucking glider. What the fuck is just so silly? Dude. Oh, I'm going to be right back. 2 seconds. I picked up a while back a fucking comic book. I still haven't read it. Fucking X-Men 92 animated series. I haven't read it yet, but it looks so fucking sick, dude. Red Goblin.
So I have some like Red Goblin stuff.
Green Goblin's Carnage fucking shit. What? Dude, no, you can't. That's too much. It's too much silly.
Dude, they did a whole thing with like the Venomized characters and the Carnage characters. Like they have a whole run of different like characters in the MCU that are just getting taken over by these symbiotes.
Venomized Deadpool.
Hell yeah. There's this really cool, and I didn't buy it, and I kind of wish that I would have, but I just didn't have the $70 to spend on a book at the time. But there is a Venomized Spider-Gwen, like holofoil, like metal foil cover, and it's just gnarly. It's so cool. I wish I would have just bought it, because I could have resold that so fast.
Oh, man, dude, yeah. There was the whole, like, everybody was Venomized at one point, and I think there was even like a Venomized freaking what's his name, Ghost Rider. Fucking like what?
Everybody got it. There's even
what are you doing?
I think I have it right here. Oops. The Many Hosts of Carnage, and it's a trade paperback, and it just goes through like all the characters that Carnage has like taken over outside of like Cletus Cassidy.
Hell yeah! I had almost every single issue of the original Maximum Carnage. It's a 14-issue set. And here's the type of shit that pissed me off about comic books. So, like, issue 1 of Maximum Carnage was also issue 1 of Spider-Man Unlimited. And then issue 2 of Maximum Carnage was Amazing Spider-Man. Issue 3 was on Web of Spider-Man. Issue 4 was Peter Parker Spider-Man, or Spectacular Spider-Man. Issue 5 was back to like Amazing, and then the final issue 14 of Amazing or Maximum Carnage was issue 2 of Spider-Man Unlimited. Like I was like, dude, fuck all these titles.
Well, that's so they just did that. I mean, they've done that multiple times. Like I just went and picked up. I think it's called Carnage Reigns. It's like a I think it's like an 8-book series that goes across, like it's in the Miles Morales universe, it's in Carnage, it's in Red Goblin, like it goes across like 5 or 6 different series for like one run of a story. And it's dumb because you do have to like, you get plopped in the middle of another superhero story.
Oh yeah.
And you don't really know what's going on, but it's just a marketing ploy to get you to buy more books.
I had to quit buying. I was every Wednesday, dude. I was spending $50 to $80 a fucking week.
That's it.
I had to quit buying comic books cold turkey. It was like an obsession, and I didn't have the money to be spending, but I was still doing it.
I feel you. I just started collecting comic books, like with my own money, probably within the last like 2 months.
Yeah,
2-ish months. And I think I've spent, I don't know, like $2,500.
This is some good shit right here, dude. The sequel to The Last Ronin.
I still need to read The Last Ronin. It's so hard to find them.
I got all first edition copies, baby.
You said on fucking money. But they're so hard to find because like I don't really care to like have them for like a collection. I just want to read the story.
Yeah.
But it's an independent comic, so like it's not gonna be on like these digital sites.
Right. Okay, I got them like all right here. That's Lost Years. Fucking yeah, dude. They're all like double sized issues and shit, dude. They're $8. Fucking this is a good story.
They came out like originally.
Yeah, I got them every. I have a pull list at Top Cut, dude, and they just fucking. And I just show up there whenever, and I'm like, hey, are my polls here? And then they'll like just give me a fucking stack of shit because I don't go every month or every week. Like, you know, I just go when I remember. I was like, oh shit, I got stuff I gotta pick up.
Right. I just started a pull box at Zombie Unicorn Comics here in the city because Spider-Boy drops November 1st.
Spider-Boy.
Yeah, he got introduced in Dan Slott's run of Spider-Man that started last year in issue 7. It's like that Death of Spider-Verse, and like Spider-Boy is a character that like they finish everything, they defeat Mothra, and they remend like the web of time, and all these characters are getting brought back, and Spider-Boy pops out, but nobody remembers him. Like Madam Web doesn't know who the fuck he is. He's a part of the original Peter Parker Spider-Man universe, like the start of it all. He comes back and he's like saying hi to everybody, and nobody knows who he is. And he's like, quit playing around, guys. Like, we've been going on adventures for like 3 years now, and it's this little like 12-year-old kid that's Spider-Boy, and
like
he's
Spider-Man's version of Sentry.
Yeah. And they have no idea. They have no idea who he is, and he's getting his own. So actually, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but like that's what the character kind of looks like.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
And he's getting his own run, and I had him put aside like 3 cover A's. There's a Scotty Younger, and like I had him put aside like 10 issues when it comes back, because those are getting sent to CGC. And I'm sitting on those motherfuckers until he hits like an animated series or a video game or something, and I'm selling them.
Wow, man, dude. So that's what happened to me. I was at Top Cut. Me and some buddies we were buying some D&D stuff, getting some dice, getting some figures or whatever. Like just get some D&D stuff. Freaking dude behind the counter is all like, oh, dude, we got the new Spectacular Spider-Man #1s on the shelf, dude. A bunch of so I went over there, looked at it, because I was like, dude, I got the original Spectacular Spider-Man #1, dude. So like these would go good with that. And they had like 4 or 5 fucking variant covers, dude. I ended up spending $40 on just one book.
Oh, this was going to cost me a pretty penny, because it's probably going to be like $30-$40 just for the books. And also, if he's getting the ratios, like the 1 in 25, the 1 in 50, the 1 in 100 incentives, I told him to put those motherfuckers aside. I'm buying those too. Yeah. And most of them
are getting on a payment plan.
Oh no, I got the money put aside for it. Because that's investing. Like I'm only keeping one of the cover A's for myself. Everything else is going to be resold because that's going to be hot.
So back to Marvel versus DC.
Right.
Before the 4th issue, it was just a 4-issue series. Before the 4th issue came out, the two universes merged together and created the amalgam universe, right? So like you had Iron Lantern, fucking JLX, fucking like all this other shit. Bruce Wayne, Agents of Shield, fucking.
That sounds cool.
Wolverine was Dark Claw. He was Wolverine and Batman at the same time, like and Spider-Man ended up combining with Superboy, and he was Spider-Boy, and he had a fucking gun that shot webs.
I remember Spider-Boy. He had his own comic book run too that was pretty successful.
Yeah. Dude, it was good stuff. And so like when you said Super, I was like, they're bringing back Amalgam? Fucking
it's a whole different character.
Totally different character.
This is Spider Boy. Like he's just this little blonde, like 12-year-old kid from Queens that has spider powers. We don't know anything about him.
You know, you can only have spider powers if you're from Queens or Mumbattan.
You got to be in like a rundown part. Well, there's also like, that's what Spider-Man India.
Yeah.
Which I'm upset with because I went and I picked up, like, I watched Across the Spider-Verse and I saw Spider-Man and he looks super cool in the movies with his yo-yos and everything. Spider-Man India.
Yeah.
In the comic books, he's so
Spider-Man
with like the hair
with pants. With some pants and some shoes.
And even without the fucking mask, like he doesn't look
cool.
Like he's Indian. Like he's just got darker hair and a tan. Peter Parker.
Not good. So then like a year goes by after Iron Man 1. And we get the Incredible. We get, what's it called? The Incredible Hulk? Because like I think the Ang Lee one was just called Hulk. And
we had Hulk and then the Incredible Hulk.
Everybody was confused. MCU. They're like, is this a sequel to the Ang Lee movie? Or is this a whole new... I think it's both. I think it's like a sequel and not a sequel at the same time.
There's no, because one of them is supposed to be Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. The one with which one had Abomination? Was that Edward Norton?
That was the Incredible Hulk. That was the Ed Norton.
Yeah.
Ed Norton and what's his name? Mark Ruffalo. They're the same guy, right?
Yeah, that's the same Hulk. And then the Eric Bana one is a different Hulk from a different like timeline.
Because like when you see the opening credits of the Incredible Hulk, it kind of like retells the story of the Ang Lee fucking Hulk movie, whatever, like how he got the powers, whatever. Now he's on the run from Ross and
yeah. Well, they just didn't know, just because Marvel wasn't involved in any of that. Like, I think was it Sony that did
Universal has Hulk rights,
right?
That's why there hasn't been a solo Hulk movie in the MCU after. Like, he can team up with anybody, but he can't have his own fucking movie.
Right. And I think they just got the rights for it, for Hulk, because I saw rumors of World War Hulk being a thing, which would be rad.
We kind of had that in Ragnarok, but, well, yeah, we
got a little glimpse of that, but, like, there's supposed to be, and they're just rumors.
Right.
Doing like the actual storyline. But if they can get Hulk, if they can actually get the rights 100% from Universal, which I doubt they will, they'll have to do some kind of like shared custody, like step parent bullshit. We could get some really cool stuff, man. We get some really cool stuff. Like we could even, because we can get Hulk from like Old Man Logan, where the Hulks are like a race of people, and they went around and they killed all the X-Men and shit.
The fucking Maestro Hulk too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We could get that. We can have that.
Oh man. Yeah, I forgot all about when Hulk was like, he was like Gray Hulk and he was like a crime lord.
Yeah. I just, I don't think it might have been Comic Storian. I don't remember, but I just watched, it was like a 2-hour video on YouTube of Maestro Hulk. It's the whole story.
He's so sick.
It was so cool. And I never knew that Hulk like got like that rad, because the Hulk that I'm used to, like even in like the TV shows and whatnot back in the day, he was just kind of like this dumb, like chaotic character that really didn't choose sides. He just kind of he was impulse. He just did whatever he felt like doing. And then when they gave it to Mark Ruffalo, and then like in the MCU, and they figured out how to get him, and he figured out how to like merge Bruce Banner and the Hulk, I was just like, wait a second. There's more to this character. So like I started looking it up and found Maestro, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I was reading the Old Man Logan comics, and they keep doing like flashbacks to where like Wolverine killed some of the X-Men, and like Hulk like killed his daughter or whatever. I don't remember the exact story, but I was just like, what the fuck, man?
I never read any Old Man Logan or any of that alternate future stuff. There was, so like they had X-Men Origins, like the comic book, the fucking the Origin of Wolverine fucking book. It's fucking super sick. And then years later, there was Wolverine The End. It's a 6-issue miniseries where fucking Wolverine's brother, fucking John Howlett, is back, dude. He's been in the Weapon X program like his whole life, and he never like he comes back, dude. And fucking Xavier's dead, but he still lives in the mind of Wolverine. Like he communicates with him through like afterworld telepathy type whatever.
Like a Force ghost.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And so like Wolverine's like old as fuck now, and like he has to fight his brother, his older brother, that like he thought he was dead. His like he didn't like, and then you find out Xavier knew Wolverine's origin the entire time, but he just is a dickhead and he just didn't tell him.
Yeah, dude. With reading like the Old Man Logan stuff, and you just realize like the actual type of like character Xavier is, because he knows everything.
Yeah,
he knows everybody's backstory. He knows what's going on at all times. He's omniscient. Which one's all-knowing? Omniscient or omnipotent? Either way.
Omnipotent's all-powerful. Omniscient is, it's science. Whatever.
But he's just this all-powerful character, and he picks and chooses. He's like Gandalf. He just picks and chooses what information he's going to give you, because you can't know all of it, because it will just warp your mind.
Dude. And I knew Xavier was a dickhead, whatever, like, I don't read a lot of X-Men, whatever. Like my introduction to Xavier was from the cartoon, and I was like, this dude's cool. And then we had Patrick Stewart, like amazing.
Nailed it.
We had McAvoy. It was all like, all right, dude, this is the one that like, this is the dickhead Xavier that I'm like learning about right now.
Yeah. No, I like that Xavier. I mean, like, because it's just like he's a good guy, but not really.
Nah, dude, he's a good guy on his terms.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's why I never understood. I used to not understand like his relationship with Magneto. Like, if they're really at odds with each other, like how could they have had such a close bond and go such separate directions? And then you start like learning about Xavier, and you're like, oh no, he's basically the same as Magneto, but he just doesn't want to kill humans.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Magneto wants like total genocide. Like he'd probably like rather find a way to turn humans into mutants than kill them.
Right. He just wanted like mutants to be like he wanted mutants in control of everything.
Yeah. And yeah, if you get in his way, yeah, he'll kill you. But like, don't get in his way, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know, you see Magneto out in public, dude, dap him up real quick, like, yo, man.
Yeah, man, I support the X gene, bro. Like, y'all killing it. Overlord Supreme.
Just keep doing what you're doing, fam. I'll support you from back here.
Dude, it's crazy. Because I went back and I started when I got the Marvel Unlimited app. I went back and started reading like Spider-Man from day one, and seeing how much of like from the movies, the Sony movies, they actually did pull from like the original Spider-Man.
Dude, those old comic books, dude, they're so fucking wordy.
Yeah, there's a lot of dialogue. There's so much.
Everything's narrated, but like there's so I'm like, dude.
They're hard to read.
It takes me 20 minutes to do one issue. I'm like, what the
fuck? And like I remember I was watching an interview with Stan Lee, and he was just like, oh yeah, when we created Spider-Man, like we wanted to make it so where like kids could read these books and it be more relatable. And I went back and started reading like the Silver Age Spider-Man, and I'm like, how intelligent were your guys' kids back then? Because there's some stuff in here that I don't even completely understand.
Oh, dude, and Stan Lee is such like a wordsmith. Like he uses a lot of alliteration.
Yeah,
like, and he's so silly. And like he does it in the cartoon. Like anytime he does a cameo in like one of the cartoons, he used to narrate some of the episodes of Ultimate Spider-Man, and he used to narrate the old school 1960s cartoon and shit too. And dude, he's just so silly. He's a goofball.
He really is. Because if you read the stuff that he actually wrote, like it's not serious, which was his whole thing anyways. What he wanted to do with comic books, he's like, they're funny books, man. He wanted to make them more down to earth, more relatable, more easier for the public to read. Like, and dude, it's crazy because like, and he started that with Spider-Man, and Spider-Man almost didn't even exist. Spider-Man was pitched long before Amazing Fantasy 15 came out, and he was shot down by his editor. He was just like, no, like we're not doing it, because at that point superheroes were, you know, like the Supermans, where they were just getting into like these big brawls and like taking out like world problems. And he was just like, no, I want to do like a neighborhood guy, like somebody that, you know, like stops bad guys from robbing the bank or like knocking off the grocery store and stuff like that. And he got told no originally. And then Amazing Fantasy was coming to an end. Amazing Fantasy 15 was the last issue, and he pitched it again. And he's like, you know what? Fine. Do whatever you want. This book's dying anyways. I don't give a shit.
Stan Lee was on his way out. He was getting ready to quit or whatever. Yep. And then Joan, his wife, Joan Lee, was all like, dude, you're going to quit anyways. You just fucking write that Spider-Man book or whatever for Amazing Fantasy for 14, 15, whatever. And he's all like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, and then we got fucking the highest, the greatest superheroes of all time.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's truly wild. That's how Spider-Man, and that's how Marvel Comics that we know now, and like for the MCU and stuff like that, that's where it all started, was Amazing Fantasy 15.
Yeah. Good.
Stan Lee was getting ready to quit. The series was like, nah, we're not doing this book anymore. And they didn't want the superhero. And it was a great success. Huge success.
The Amazing Fantasy books were just like, they're all just like one-off shorts of like just whatever. Like there's some like horror stuff. There's it was just a mixed bag. Like each issue is different. You know, it's a what do they call those?
They were one shots,
anthology type shit. Yeah. It was.
Well, that's how comic books were for the longest time at that time. It was
Oh yeah,
just like one story.
you go back and read some like original like Detective Comics Batman stuff, dude. Like, yeah, each issue was like its own different fucking thing. Like, there wasn't a lot of continuity.
Yeah, I mean, like there was some like you could read them like in order, like it did have a timeline, but like
Yeah,
from start to finish in that book, that story's done.
yeah. You could pick up any book from any time and be all like, "Oh, what? Yeah."
And you would know what's going on. You would have a beginning, a middle, and a conclusion to the story. Yeah. You didn't have to buy 15 fucking issues. But the books were thicker too. Like they weren't 20 pages long. Well, these books are 20 pages, but it's more like 15 pages of
They had a lot more ads in the books and stuff too, though, in the older ones. A lot.
There's still a lot of ads in these newer ones too, man.
Not as many. Not nearly as many.
Well, because originally they were like magazines that also had stories in them.
And people like individual people would pay for comic book ad space or whatever, like retailers or whatever would have their ads like in there. So like, and it would be like looking at like the yellow pages of like a phone book type shit, you know, like.
And then Stan Lee changed the fucking game, dude.
It was good stuff. What's your favorite Stan Lee cameo?
It's not in the MCU. It's in Spider-Man the animated series. Spider-Man saves Stan Lee. Is he like he meets like Stan Lee is Stan Lee. He's not. Yeah. It's not just a character, a grumpy old man or whatever, howling out the window like he is in the movies.
Yeah,
he's actually Stan Lee.
Stan Lee, because one of the Spider-Men is an actor, like in our world. Like he's the actor that plays Spider-Man. Yeah,
yeah. And he saves Stan Lee, and they're swinging through New York, and Stan Lee's like wrapped around his back, and they're having like a little conversation. And like Peter like thanks him for like creating him.
Yeah.
And Stan Lee's just like, you're one of my favorite. You're my favorite character that I've ever created, and it's so cool that like we can have like this moment. And that's my favorite Stan Lee cameo.
It's so fun because Stan Lee's wife voiced Madam Web in that cartoon too. So, like,
really,
like, who's that exotic woman? You know, like
I didn't know that. That's cool.
I have two. I have tied. One's in the Fantastic Four, the second one, the Silver Surfer. He's in line for Reed Richards' wedding. He's like, I should be on the guest list. I'm Stan Lee.
He gets kicked out of the fucking wedding.
Yeah. And then the other one is at the end of Infinity War? No. At the end of Civil War, when he shows up to Tony Stark with a package, he's all like, I got a package for Tony Stank.
That was funny too. My number two would probably be, I think it's Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and it's when they're like
the Watchers.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just sitting there telling them like fishing stories and shit.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
He's like, how am I gonna get home? Oh man, it's good stuff. So we had Incredible Hulk. I don't think anybody liked this movie. I thought it was okay when it came out.
Okay. In theaters. Nothing special.
But then you get to the end of the movie, and that's fucking when they started bringing out stingers. Or we call them post-credit scenes, but they're actually called stingers. And we had Tony Stark come in and talk to Ross. I was like, I need your boy. I need your boy for my team.
I didn't pick up on that because I watched the Hulk movies when they first came out. And like I loved them because I was a kid. Like I liked the live action Daredevil movie. I was young when it came out, and I'm like, this is fucking cool. And they had the post-credit scene at that time, but like nobody knew about it. So like as soon as the credits start rolling, I was out of there. And then I just rewatched those Hulk movies probably 2 months ago. And I saw that, and I'm because I didn't know.
Fucking did you ever see both versions of the Daredevil movie? Did you ever see the director's cut with Coolio in it?
No.
That's a way better version, dude. Go try to find the Daredevil director's cut. I used to have it on DVD. Oh man,
I don't know why that movie gets so much hate.
It's good. It's good. Kevin Smith wrote a short Daredevil series. Guardian Devil, and in the I had the graphic novel of it. So like in the beginning, dude, Ben Affleck writes a whole fucking there's like 2 pages of just text from Ben Affleck writing this letter about like Daredevil was one of his favorite characters, like as a kid, whatever. Like that's what he spent his money on. Like it was Daredevil comics and shit. They're like, he was like this whole fucking love letter to Daredevil, dude. I was all like, all right, Ben Affleck can, he loves the character, dude. He knows what he's doing.
He did a great job. I don't know much about Daredevil. He wasn't really on my radar that much.
Yeah.
He still really isn't. I mean, like he pops up in everything.
Yeah.
Like Matt Murdock, just especially in like Spider-Man, like he's just sprinkled in there. And I don't know. I've just never really got into Daredevil. Maybe I'll have to give him a read.
I was told by a big Daredevil fan back in the day. This is a funny fucking story. I'm so mad. He said, "Go try to find any Daredevil book written by Mark Waid." So I rode my bike to Top Cut. I lived downtown at the time, dude. I rode my bike to Top Cut.
That's a nice ride.
I spent $50. It was windy as fuck. So like on the way to Top Cut, I had a wind boost.
On the way back,
on the way back, dude, it was so fucking. I'm like swerving and shit, dude. I spent like $50 on all these old Daredevil books. That I found everything that I could find written by Mark Waid. As I'm riding back home, I'm fucking swerving all over the place. I get pulled over.
On a bicycle?
By the cops. I get pulled over by, he's like, you're swerving, like illegal lane usage. I'm in a residential. He's like, illegal lane, all this shit, dude. I fucking give him my ID. And then it turns out I had a warrant for my arrest that I didn't know about. So I ended up going to jail.
What?
My roommate had to bail me out. Because they let me, like, once I got to jail, they let me, like, use my phone to, like, call my roommate and call people to, like, instead of, like, using their phone. Like,
yeah.
They let me use my phone, or at least, or they let me, like, write down numbers or whatever so I could, like, call people. So, like, yeah, my roommate had to bail me out, dude. It was so fucking dumb, dude. I had to get my comic books back from evidence. Fucking all this dumb shit. Don't ever miss a court date.
I've done that. They've come and pulled me out of my house because I've missed a court date.
Dude, don't ever miss a court date.
And they don't ever tell you have the warrant.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're not talking criminal records right now.
We're not talking
for an episode.
I was like, man, that $50 comic book trip cost me like $500, whatever dumb shit. I couldn't pay my roommate back right away, so I paid his rent for like 2 months.
Hey man, you got to do what you got to do.
Oh man,
dude, all of my comic book runs end up costing me more than I anticipate.
Dude, yeah, that's why I don't go anymore. If I do, I just beeline straight for what I'm looking for, and then that's it. But
I mean,
so like Top Cut, dude, they have these punch cards. Every $10 you get a punch. Dude.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them, and so I'll end up spending like $9.50 or whatever, and they don't punch it. I'm like, dude, you're gonna fuck me over 50 cents, so I end up having to go buy another fucking book that I don't want just to get a fucking punch.
See, for me, what I found, because like I like the feeling of buying the comic books and seeing the different covers and like learning about them, and it's really expensive.
Yeah.
So I actually just started my my eBay store, and I'm gonna start selling a bunch of these because like a lot of them I bought like mystery boxes online through whatnot,
yeah,
and I've just been buying everything that I think looks cool, and I'm getting them at like really good prices. So now I'm gonna start flipping them and start working my way up and start buying these more important books that I can like have for myself and like kind of make the hobby pay for itself.
I watch this YouTube channel. He's more of a gamer, dude. Retro Rick, and he like a lot of his videos are him just like going to like conventions or like thrift stores or whatever, and just buying all like the weird obscure shit. And apparently, he just started everything, dude, off a $10 bill. You know, he bought one thing or a couple things for like $10 and started flipping shit, dude. Dude, his whole business started off of like $10 bill.
What I want to do, I'm gonna try to go to C2E2 next year.
Yes, and fist bump.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try a trade up challenge. I'm gonna go to a vendor. I'm gonna buy a book, and then I'm gonna go to the next one and try to trade up. And see how high I can get throughout the weekend and like document all of it.
Yeah, we were talking about possibly getting like a room or fucking crashing at your place and shit, dude. Like, yeah. I remember that.
It's still on my list of shit to do. I would rather get a hotel room just because it's on the other side of town for me.
Yeah, it's closer. They got the shuttle buses and stuff that like go.
Yeah, but I don't want to be going back and forth from like the south side of Chicago to the north side of Chicago, carrying short boxes full of comic books. You know what I mean?
No, I'm saying like downtown, they have the shuttle buses like on like Michigan Avenue type shit. They're like where you can they have like, and it takes you straight to McCormick Place.
But the McCormick Place has the Hyatt attached to it, so if I can just get a hotel room there,
those are kind of pricey.
I'll tell you what, I could probably fund the whole trip. I sent this book off to CGC. It's Ultimate Fantasy #1, Spider-Man #1, first Miles Morales solo series.
Okay.
And if that can come back a 9.6 or better, whenever they release the date for the new movie, because everything's on hold right now with like the strikes and shit in Hollywood, I could sell that
all over now.
Well, no, it's not. I mean,
the actors are still striking.
The actors are still figuring their shit out.
Yeah,
but I can make like $2,000 off that book,
dude. Heck yeah.
It just all depends on if the timing works out.
Yeah.
But either way, like I'll figure out a way to do it.
Dude, you got to get that book signed by fucking Brian Michael Bendis if he ever shows up to a con.
Well, it's already at CGC, so I would have to crack it open and have sign it and then pay for it to. And here's another thing that I found out. So with CGC, I got one slab up there. If you send in a signed book like this one signed, it's got Kyle Willis' signature on it. If you send that shit in, whether you have the COA or not, to CGC, they will not recognize the signature.
Really?
They have
even if you have like a certificate of authenticity type shit.
Got it. They will not recognize it. They have to have a CGC verified witness when the book gets signed.
Damn.
And then send it to CGC, because that's how you get the yellow label, the signature series label. Otherwise, you will get a green label, which nobody wants to buy them. But if you have stuff that's pre-signed, you can send it to CBCS, and they will verify the signature. But resale on CBCS slabs is less than CGC because I found out why, and it's fucking retarded. Because the labels don't look the same. They don't like what the people that are buying don't like what the label looks like for CBCS. They prefer CGC's label over it. But CBCS is cheaper, and their turnaround times on books isn't nearly as long as CGC.
Right.
But people don't want to buy them.
How much does it cost to CGC?
It depends. It depends on the value of the book. If I were to just send in like one of these modern ones, and I had a paid membership, I think it's like for the grading process, I think is $30, but you got to pay for shipping and everything too.
Right. Damn.
But there's a comic shop here in town that sends stuff off to CGC and CBCS, so they get a discount because they send bulk amounts of books, and it saves money. But it's kind of expensive.
Oh, dude, dude, collecting comics and toys and shit, dude, is more expensive than drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, oh, this is a harmless hobby. It's comic books, man. I'm gonna get it. And then I went to the comic book shop. This was over the summer.
Yeah.
And spent like $75. I got like 5 like single issues and like 2 or 3 trade paperbacks. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why does this cost so much?
When I go to C2E2 and I have a hotel or whatever, dude, I'll get back to the hotel and I'll do like an unboxing video, like my toys or whatever, because I want to have them fucking posed and shit on shelves or whatever eventually. So I open all my shit up, dude. Like, I don't care about having all my shit sealed and whatever. Like, I don't really want to play with them, but I still want to have them like fucking like. Yeah, just doing cool shit, like posing.
They're action figures. Let them do action shit.
Yeah. And like a lot of the Marvel Legacy figures, whatever, they'll have. If you get like the whole set, you'll get pieces of like a Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, I've seen that
shit, dude. Like, yeah, it's so fucking rad.
It's like buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the day, trying to get all the pieces of Exodia.
This bag right here has all my extra comic book or toy accessories like that, like all the random like Build-A-Figure. Like, look at this big ass Iron Man leg.
That's cool, dude. So I don't have any toys, but I do have, and they're within arm's reach. So I'll show you. My buddy does 3D printing.
Oh hell yeah!
And I had him print off some busts that I'm gonna, sand down and paint. So, like, it all just goes together.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And then we got Spider-Man.
Hell yeah, dude, that's detailed too. Fuck, I couldn't tell how detailed it was from where you're sitting right, but when you brought it up close, dude, yeah. That looks like Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man too, with the big ass eyes.
Dude, there's a shop here in town that I guess was going through like their old boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
And they found a box of Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man #1s that they never opened. It's just been sitting in their storeroom for 30 years, however long it's been since that was a thing. And I didn't have the money at the time. They were having their 15-year anniversary, whatever anniversary sale for their shop. And they were like, the first 10 customers each day, so it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the first 10 customers on each day that spend $50 or more gets one of these for free.
No way.
Yeah.
Were you one of those?
Dude, I found out about it after I had just spent like $400 on comic books. I'm like,
I was gonna say, like, you walk in your number 11 or whatever type shit. And you're like, I just missed it.
I was so mad. I didn't go. I thought about it. I'm like, man, I can eat ramen for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, absolutely.
But
crack an egg in that bitch. You're good.
I looked up how much the book resells for, because that's what it would be. It wouldn't be for my own personal collection. I don't particularly care for Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man, like the look of it. But I was just like, it's Todd McFarlane. He's a huge name. He's still a huge name in comic books. He's a huge name in toys.
Yeah.
This has got to be worth some fucking bread. If I can get it for so essentially I'd be buying it for $50. But the resale on it is,
dude, Todd McFarlane invented the fucking web swirl. So like when Spider-Man Unleashed, he invented like how it fucking like wraps around. It's like, dude, like iconic.
He also created Venom. He was the creator of Venom. And do you know the story of why Venom got created?
I don't know why, but I know Spider-Man got the black suit in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And then, but like, I don't know why. No, tell me.
Todd McFarlane created Venom.
Yeah.
He created Venom to get Spider-Man out of the black suit. He got tired of drawing the black suit. He thought it was boring. He didn't like it. So he created Venom and ripped the suit off of Peter Parker so he could get him back in his red suit. That's how we got Venom.
That's sick.
Todd McFarlane was just like, I don't fucking like this suit, so I'm going to change it.
That's like Akira Toriyama, dude, when Goku went Super Saiyan for the first time. He's like, yeah, I just made him blonde because I didn't want to fill in his hair black anymore.
Everybody's like, all these amazing things, and then like the people that created it are just like, I just was kind of tired of doing it that way, so I changed it.
I see a lot of like posts or like whatever like that where like a teacher or whatever is like analyzing like a book or whatever. It's like, oh, the author made the curtains blue to symbolize like this, like whatever. Then the author just be all like, he's like, I just like blue curtains, you know, like
yeah. There's another Todd McFarlane. He did a Batman cover where like I don't remember who the lady was like up against Batman and his cape was like out. It's a huge Batman cover. Like it sells for good money. And
I think I know what
people exactly. Were just like, oh, the art is just fantastic. And I was watching an interview with Todd McFarlane, and he was like, "You want to know how that cover came around? I had 24 hours to come up with a Batman cover. It was a quick turnaround, and I didn't feel like drawing the entire body, so I just put the cape in front of him, and ta-da!"
Yeah, way easier. I love drawing like drapery and shit too. So like that'd be like, yeah.
Drapery is hard to draw and make it look nice.
Oh no, dude! All you need, if you're just doing graphite pencil, all you fucking need is like just roll up some fucking tissue paper, dude, and you can fucking blend the fucking graphite and make it. Oh, it looks.
So I'll do that with pieces of paper. I'll fold it up like a football and use it as a smudge stick.
Yeah, dude, it looks so clean. But like with inking and colors and stuff, dude, yeah, it's going to be more difficult.
Yeah, I just recently got back into that creative hobby. I'll call him back. I on my tablet, I downloaded this app, and it's just a digital drawer. And I don't know if you saw it. I posted it on my Facebook and on my Instagram, but it's also on my YouTube channel. So anybody that watches this, go to Sky Comics on YouTube. It's on there. It's a short.
I got a link to your YouTube in the description
for the Real versus Real.
Yeah, Real versus Real.
So we got Sky Comics also.
Oh shit! No, I got Real versus Real description.
No, that's fine. Yeah. I'll just say it out loud. Sky Comics right there. It's spelled just like that. But I like was fucking around with it, and there's like spray paint like brushes you can use, and I created this cool like graffiti Sky Comics logo and did like a quick little time lapse because the app automatically records everything that you're doing and turns it into a time lapse when you're done, and the app's free. So I've been getting back into that. I'm gonna start, and I'm playing D&D, so I'm gonna like draw what I think my character should look like, and like have that like set up like when we're playing and shit.
And then there's like websites and stuff where you can get custom made minis, so like you can have it look exactly like how your character is gonna look and shit, dude. And they come grayscale, so you can paint it however you want. And
that's my buddy, the guy that did the Spider-Man, and I got a Venom bust too. Yeah. He's just like, yeah, if you guys need anything like custom made, let me know. And he does commissions for anything. Like he's got like a whole like Etsy shop and everything where he prints off useful things that he's trying to get into and sell. Tatanka Enterprises is the business name. Which I don't know why he named his business after a bean, like Tatanka beans or Tonka beans or whatever the fuck they're called. I don't know, but He does some cool stuff.
Hell yeah.
He's in Rockford too.
You'll have to send me some of his info. I could hit him up, dude. Like, I like to sit just to support anybody doing something creative, artistic, whatever.
Yeah, I'll when we get done with all this, I'll send you. He's on Facebook too. You can just add him and talk to him and stuff, and see what kind of stuff he does.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, because he's been trying. He's been trying to, and I've been trying to find people because I got friends that play D&D, and not everybody uses minifigures, but a lot of people do. And I just like messaging all my D&D friends and be like, "Hey, do you guys need figures made?" La da 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 woo woo woo, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well we go buy ours and then just paint them." I'm like, "Well, wouldn't you want custom made ones?" And they just weren't going for it. But I'm trying to get them some business.
Dude, I need to get one of those like magnifying glass like sets or whatever that like so like you get the fine details in with the brush.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like a jeweler's lamp.
Yeah.
You could probably get one on Amazon pretty cheap, or go to a hobby shop and find one.
Dude.
Like if you go to like Cataclysm Games out in McChesney Park, is like they specialize in tabletop games. You might be able to find one out there.
That's right over by Domino's, right?
It's I don't know if they've moved, but it's like so you're taking 251 like north, like you're going to Rockton. So you get past where like the Menards was, and you know where.
Okay. I think I know where you're.
And it's back out that way off of Swanson on the right hand side. There's like a gas station in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cataclysm Games. They specialize in tabletop gaming.
Nice. That's super rad. Oh man. So where are we at? We just finished watching The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, just finished The Incredible Hulk.
Now we're about to watch Iron Man 2. Most anticipated probably movie of the MCU. Like before there was any even glimpse of like Infinity War Endgame. Yeah. Because the first Iron Man was a super success. And we thought the Avengers movie, because it's been hinted at now twice in Iron Man 1 and Incredible Hulk. We thought the Avengers movie was going to be like the end all be all. So like we're going to get a Captain America, we're going to get a Thor, whatever. Like those are the that's the Avengers like holy trinity, dude. Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, just like the Justice League is Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Like, right. That's the holy trinity. Iron Man 2, man, just wasn't as cool as the first one.
Iron Man 2, that's the one with Mickey Rourke, right? With what's his character's name? Like Whiplash or whatever?
Yes. I really liked Whiplash's design.
Yeah, he's such a joke. I liked the movie, dude. I liked it. But I'm that guy though. It's just like all Star Wars is good Star Wars. Like yeah. I'm just like in it for it. Like it might not be the greatest, but I still love it.
It had some iconic moments because like in the comic books and even in the old cartoon, he had the suitcase that he like steps into that becomes the armor or whatever. And they did that in Iron Man 2. And I was like, that's it's fucking sick. There's that scene where he comes back home and then like he just lands on his like helipad. And like everything's just being removed off of like
it's so cool.
It's so fucking cool. But like I think some of the stuff that made the first one so iconic is you see him like troubleshooting, like when he's building the real Iron Man suit, not the Mach 1 or whatever, but he's building the actual Iron Man suit. Like you see him like in the lab, like troubleshooting and fucking he launches himself into the fucking like ceiling and fucking take shit.
Yeah, that's cool because like that's in the comic books. Like he doesn't just he's not one of those superheroes that just has the powers like from the start. Like he had to work for it because he's just a dude.
Yeah,
like he had to work for it, and like the start of his character, from what I remember, it was him progressively becoming Iron Man. It wasn't like Batman where it was just Batman, and then like years later. we got the origin story of his
Right.
when they finally got away from Detective Comics and like came out with Batman, and
Yeah.
we found out that his parents got shot. Yeah, like with Iron Man, like they actually, it was just cool that they, like you said, like they showed his progression through figuring everything out.
Yeah.
Just like they did with like Spider-Man when he got his powers, and then like he's trying to like use the webs and like stick to walls, and he's fucking everything up, and he's falling off of buildings. I love that shit.
Dude, it's I like in Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire. I think in Spider-Man 2, he loses his powers, right? And
Yeah, like, with Doc Ock.
Yeah, is that the one where he loses his powers and like because he's like stressed out and like he fall like because he got he originally hurt his back doing Seabiscuit, and then they poke fun at it. They poke fun at it in Spider-Man 2 when he falls off the building or whatever, hurts his back again or whatever. Like
he's just like,
and then in No Way Home, they make a joke about that shit too. He's like, "Hey, you cracked my back for me, dude." Fucking.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that he had, like that had something to do with like outside world, that he had like injured himself riding horses. That's cool. I like that stuff, man. I like that stuff. Like little Easter eggs. I fuck with that.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, cause they were originally gonna have, I think, Jake Gyllenhaal play Spider-Man in the Tobey Maguire movies. Like, it was originally gonna be Jake Gyllenhaal, fucking Mysterio. Like,
yeah, because Tobey Maguire wasn't their first pick.
He was not, dude. Like, and I think he would have. I think Jake would have been okay. I don't really care for those movies. I know people say Spider-Man 2 is probably one of the best superhero movies ever made, and I can agree with that. I just don't like Tobey Maguire.
I see. I'm the same way. Like it holds a special place right here because like I fuck with Spider-Man heavy, and him as Spider-Man was great. And then with Sam Raimi coming in and doing his like Evil Dead shit with it, like it was a fantastic movie. I love those movies. Yeah. But like that scene, I think it's in the second one.
It
is in the second one where he's like stopping the train and he's just like, it looks so like he's ugly. Like constipated.
So then in Spider-Man 3, when they bring in Topher Grace to play Eddie Brock, I was all like, damn, this dude should have been Peter Parker the whole fucking time, but he was doing
because Eddie Brock was this giant like ripped dude that worked for the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't this like schmuck like dopey dude that was just kind of a prick. Like he was basically Flash Thompson but recreated.
Yeah.
Which they didn't do enough with Flash Thompson in the fucking movies. I don't think.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny when he was all like, "Hey, Eugene," you know, like in the first one.
Yeah.
Because I always forget his name is actually Eugene. Like they touch on it in some of the cartoons. The Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon touches on it a lot because he actually becomes like Agent Venom in that shit, and he like goes to war. Like all this shit happens in this cartoon. He goes to war. He loses his leg. And like it becomes Agent Venom type shit.
He's a big character in Spider-Man. Yeah. He's from high school through college. Like Flash is there through all of it. They're like the best friends that they never wanted. Dude, like Peter Parker and Flash Thompson, their relationship's amazing, but it never gets touched on.
I love that character so much because he's such a bully to Peter Parker, but he's like Spider-Man's like biggest fanboy.
Yeah, he's just sucking his dick through everything. He stood up for Spider-Man through everything.
Love that type of character Peter so much.
Yeah, no, I love Flash Thompson, like because he's not really a bad guy. He's just your stereotypical jock. But like in the comic books and in like the animated series when he's in it, him and Peter go on a lot of adventures together. Like they're buddies, but they talk a lot of shit to each other.
I think like he just has that like classic bully trope or whatever. Like he's bullied at home. I think like his home life sucked or whatever. So then he just fucking goes to school and takes it out.
And they touched on that in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, where because when he gets his powers and he like I don't remember the exact scene, but Flash comes up to him and it's just like when he like confronts him in the hallway and he's got him up against the locker with his arm.
He's like, dude,
it's like it feels good, doesn't it? I get it. Like you're hurting, like because like this is right after Uncle Ben died. And it brought a lot more depth to the character, and that throws it back to the comics and like the animated series where like they did like Peter Parker and Flash Thompson had a connection. They were buddies. They weren't like the biggest fans of each other, but like they had each other's backs through a lot of stuff because they had something that they can relate to with each other. Which I wish they would have done more than that. I mean, it's cool that it was talked about. It was brought up. Like it was a little Easter egg that you wouldn't have noticed if you didn't read the comic books.
Right.
But I think they could have done more with it.
Well, back to Iron Man 2. This is like, dude, he comes in the beginning like a fucking rock star, dude. Like he's doing that big like convention, like comes in like a rock star or whatever. And this is where we get like classic like comic book Tony Stark. Like he's out there boozing, dude. He's fucking smacking bitches' asses.
You know, over the top philanthropist, playboy, like that guy.
There's that scene where he's fucking eating donuts inside of a donut in the side. Nick Fury's all like, dude, get your fucking life together. And he's all like, nah, I don't think I need to.
And then so that movie was great for reasons that other people don't agree with. I mean, it pointed towards Ultron.
Yeah.
It kind of pointed towards Ultron with the like the Iron Man like bots that what's the other company's name?
Justin, I know Justin Hammer owns it. I don't know.
Hammer Industries or whatever the fuck it's called. And it hints at the Ultron because like in Age of Ultron, like he takes over like all these like he makes
all the suits that he blew up in Iron Man 3. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's cool. Like there's if you're into the MCU and you follow it the way my neurotic mind does, there's key points in these movies that most people are just like,
So did you ever watch the Marvel like animated movies? Like there's like the Avengers, there's like Young Avengers, there's a Hulk versus Wolverine, Hulk versus Thor. There's Doctor Strange movie. Dude, so like the MCU took a lot of beats from these animated movies that they fucking made. Like Doctor Strange is almost like exactly the same fucking movie. You know,
I haven't seen any of them.
So, like, in the comic books, Hank Pym is actually the one who created Ultron. But
really?
And I think it was Avengers 2, and in Young Avengers, in those movies, it was Tony Stark that fucking created Ultron. And, like, it was all, but, like, so, like, it was always, like, Hank Pym or whatever. So I was like, dude, how are we going to get fucking Ultron? We don't even have Ant-Man yet, dude. Like, this doesn't make sense.
I didn't know that Pym was the one that created Ultron, which makes sense because Ant-Man was a huge character.
Yeah.
Initially. And Hank Pym was, like all of it was just really big in the Marvel comic space. And, like you said before, Iron Man was just this B-C list superhero. Like he was just like a supporting role for most things. Like he wasn't anything huge, and the MCU decided to do it differently.
And this was before fucking Disney bought everything and shit too. So like Kevin, or not Kevin Feige, but fucking Jon Favreau was just all like, he's like, dude, we're just gonna make a movie. You know, like we got really no budget. We're gonna make the coolest fucking movies.
And they had such a small budget for those first 4 movies before like the MCU really started to make a universe.
Yeah. Dude, so like years like back when I was in high school. So like maybe like 2003, dude. I graduated 2005. So like back in like 2003, dude, I had a bunch. Like I don't like Captain America like really that much, dude. He's like same with like Superman, dude. Like they're too fucking cookie cutter Boy Scout, whatever, like dumb shit. But I had a dope ass idea for a fucking Captain America movie, and Captain America First Avenger comes out, dude. It's almost exactly what I had pictured in my fucking head for my own fucking Captain America movie. I was like, yeah, dude, he's gonna team up with the Howling Commandos. They're gonna fight on a train, like all sorts of shit, dude. I was like, the movie did it. They did exactly what I wanted. They made Captain America badass.
Marvel was tapping your fucking phones.
Dude, this shit happens to me like a lot, dude. Like I was joking with a buddy one day. I was all like, we were big fans of Riverdale on CW, right? And I was joking with my buddy. I was like, dude, Scooby and the gang's gonna cross over with Riverdale. And he's like, no way. And then like 2 months later, Scooby and the gang crosses over with Supernatural. I was like, it's like they're listening to me.
I love those Scooby-Doo crossovers, man. Because like they pop into everything. Because they did one with Batman, didn't they?
Yeah. That Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon, and then like also like way back in the day, like the original Scooby-Doo, fucking like and like Super Friends type shit, dude. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
They did Scooby-Doo and meets Kiss. You remember that?
Harlem Globetrotters, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they do a lot, but like, so like the Riverdale show, it's Archie and the gang, but like they're solving like mysteries in fucking town or whatever. So I was all like, my buddy like really believed. He's like, yeah, that makes sense to have Scooby. You bring in Matthew Lillard, you know, fucking
the acting genius that is Matthew Lillard.
Yes, he's still one of my favorite movies ever made. Is like SLC Punk, dude, like.
SLC Punk, 13 Ghosts, Scream.
Scream, yeah, dude. Like, the dude's good in everything he does. The perfect fucking live action Shaggy ever.
Oh, 100%. One thing I found out, since we both go on tangents, I found out Freddie Prinze Jr. did the voice of Scooby-Doo in the live action movies.
That's so funny. Oh, man. Dude, he's married to fucking Buffy.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy.
They have like on like their Instagram and shit, dude. They fucking just like it's just like them just like hanging out and like cooking and like the you know it's so wholesome. It's so, like they don't do movies and shit anymore. They just fucking just hang out.
Now they're retired. They made their money. They're living off of royalties. I mean, they probably got their hands in other markets, but
yeah.
They're not limelight actors anymore, which I think is great. Like, do your shit, get out.
We got Freddie Prinze Jr. 2.0 with fucking Ryan Gosling anyway, so like we're all right.
He's the edgier Freddie Prinze Jr. Because he did, what was that movie?
Barbie.
Huh?
I'm kidding.
No, not Barbie. No, what was that movie? Where the Red Fern Grows. Have you ever seen that?
No, I've heard.
I think that's what it's called. It's Ryan Gosling, and he like plays like this like bank robber, like ne'er-do-well type person. It's a really good movie. I've only seen it a couple of times. I'm not going to go into it because it's not really related to what we were talking about. But my brain likes to chase rabbits.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's just like this super edgy, tatted up, like rapscallion of a person. There's a word of the day, rapscallion.
Ah! R.I.P. Pee-wee. You just said the word of the day.
But you were right with Iron Man 2. I mean, like it was a good movie, but not a whole lot happened in it.
Yeah,
because like you could remove Iron Man 2 from the MCU, and you wouldn't miss anything.
Yeah. Because, like, it's really like the climax of 3 where, like, when he was just like, oh, Pepper, I'm blowing up all my suits. Psych.
So I've seen 3 numerous times. And every time because, like, in my brain, for whatever reason, I do not retain the information of anything that happened in Iron Man 3. And then I'll watch it because I'm like, oh, I've never seen this. And I'm like, how have I never seen this? I'm a dork. Like, I love MCU. And then I'll watch it. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I've seen this. But like, even still to this day, I could not tell you what happened in Iron Man 3.
That movie pissed me the fuck off. Because I was becoming an Iron Man fan, dude. I fucking was getting more into his lore or whatever. Fucking, I was like, oh shit. Saw the previews and stuff. I was like, oh damn, they're bringing in the Mandalorian, dude. This shit's gonna be sick.
The Mandarin.
Yeah, Mandarin. Yeah, the
Mandalorian Star Wars.
That's Star Wars, dude. Kingdom Hearts will bring them all together. So it's all right. When Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out in 20 years, like we'll get fucking Iron Man hanging out with fucking Boba Fett, type shit.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I was all like, dude, the Mandarin, dude, fucking, we got the 10 rings of power, like, because he wears these fucking rings and shit, dude, and like, you know how they did in Shang-Chi, they turned the rings into bracelets. I don't know why, but but I was like, and then the movie comes out, and I was like, dude, this isn't the Mandarin. He's just an actor. Like, I'm so pissed.
A lot of people were pissed about that. But I don't know anything about the Mandarin. I've just with all the the comic book content I've been watching.
Yeah, dude,
it gets brought up a lot.
he at the time, he was like Tony Stark's fucking like #1 fucking villain. Like that was his top guy. Like everyone has their top guy. Fucking the X-Men got the Magneto and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Fucking Spider-Man's got the Green Goblin. Fucking Batman's got a Joker. Like everyone has their like #1 fucking main villain. Like Captain America's got Red Skull, like etc. And that was Iron Man's main guy. And fucking they just turned him into a complete fucking joke.
Yeah, because I remember because like they played him off like in the first like 30, 40 minutes of the movie as this badass guy, and then like he goes and he finds the Mandarin, and it's just this like dweeby dude who they bring back in later movies. I don't remember which one it is, but they bring the guy back, that character. He's not the Mandarin, but the guy that like they had play the Mandarin.
I think it was in She-Hulk. I think they brought him back as She-Hulk.
It was She-Hulk.
Because they brought back Blonsky and shit too, and they all live in the fucking the supervillain like a retreat where they're learning how to fucking behave.
They're in like recovery meetings and shit. Which that show got a lot of slack for no reason. It was really good. I like She-Hulk.
I didn't like She-Hulk. I don't know why it got all the hate that it did either. The only thing I didn't like was the ending when she's arguing with Kevin Feige, Robot. That was the only thing I didn't like. But like, if she does that stuff in the comic books, like she's crawled out of fucking panels and like talked shit to like comic book editors and shit in the books.
The one thing that I've noticed, like the biggest like heat that show has gotten is people that don't realize that She-Hulk has been a thing for a long time.
Yeah,
and they're just like, well, why do they have to make it a female Hulk?
Because she's cooler.
I'm like, She-Hulk has always been a thing. She was always a spinoff of Bruce Banner.
Dude, she was part of Fantastic Four for a long time, dude. It was Fantastic Five for a little bit.
Play in the comic books, and people that don't read them and are just like, oh, this is fucking stupid. This is some women's rights bullshit. I'm like, it's got nothing to do with that, dog. She-Hulk's always been a thing.
I think she was a member, if not just a member, but I think she was like one of the leaders of like Avengers West Coast. Like all sorts of shit, dude. Like
she was a big name. She was a big name in the Marvel comic space.
Yeah.
And I think they did a great job with that show. I fucking love that show. I love the little relationship between what was the stripper's name or the hook or whoever she was, Tiffany or whatever, and or Brittany, something like that.
Madison with a Y.
Madison with a Y. That's it.
But not where you think.
Their little relationship was just hysterical.
Everybody I know that loves that show loves the dynamic with Madison and Wong, dude. Dude, that's the top MCU couple right there.
100%. 100%. Anybody that watched that show liked the relationship between Madison and Wong. It's just funny. It didn't make sense, but it made perfect sense. Yeah. And I just love that, like, at the end, they're, like, sitting on the couch with each other, and she's, like, forcing him to watch TV, and he's just like, oh, I got better shit to do.
No, but, like she, like, spoils something, and he gets, like, pissed about it, too. He's all like, hey, I haven't gotten that far yet, or whatever.
I don't remember what show they were watching.
I don't remember what show they were watching, either.
I'll have to rewatch it.
It might have been Lost. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking in my head, though. I think it could have been Lost.
It could have been.
Because that was good. That's a show that people get pissed when you spoil it, and they just started it. Like, that's
it was some big show like that. I don't remember, but I can find out.
Yeah, you probably type faster than I do.
Watching in She-Hulk. Boom. Madison and Wong. It's not watch it. Not actually tell me.
Yeah. Oh, you got to read like a 2-page article and it fucking
right for that one sentence. Just. Yeah. I'm gonna have to like read and it's Sopranos.
That's it.
It's the Sopranos.
That's it.
I didn't click on any of them. I was just scrolling until I saw it in like the little blue link on Google.
That's all you need. That's it.
That's how I get most of my information. Like those random questions that only need like a 1-word answer. If it's not in the name of the link or in the little tiny description underneath it, I will never know the answer to that question because I'm not reading for it. But yeah, Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, dude. The biggest... The weirdest thing is, like, so, like, at the end when he fucking blows up all his suits, and then in Age of Ultron, he's got all those fucking drone suits that are fucking taking, like, they're patrol the entire fucking planet. You know, like... I was like, I thought you blew them all up in the last movie.
Ultron in the movie, he also made a bunch of those. Because remember, he had that big, like, factory that was run by robots, pumping out more Ultrons.
Yeah,
but he did steal some of the bots from Tony Stark, and where did he keep them? Where did Tony keep all the suits that he blew up?
They just turned into fireworks. So like he's all like, "Will you marry me, Pepper?" Type shit.
Well, yeah, because he was like, he had to make the choice. Like, am I going to be Iron Man, or am I going to be your husband?
Yeah.
And we all know how that goes. Like, Peter Parker struggles with that constantly. Like, am I going to continue to be Spider-Man and ruin my home life, or let all these people get hurt just so I can, like, make it with MJ and have a relationship with my aunt?
They never let Peter Parker be happy.
No, he never gets a win. Never. Never. But that was the point. That's the whole point of Peter Parker. It was Steve Ditko, Stan Lee, and who was the other artist at the time? I don't remember. That was the whole point of Peter Parker. He was just supposed to be this guy who can never figure it out, who's got real world problems. He's getting pulled every which way. He's like butter spread over too much toast. Like he can never get it together. That's the whole point of the character. They will never allow him to be happy.
They did something similar like that in the fucking, I don't know if you saw it, the Flash Ezra Miller movie.
I just watched it.
So like in the beginning, yeah. And so like, in the beginning of the movie, this dude's the fastest man alive, but he's still fucking like running late to everything. Fucking, he doesn't have enough time to fucking do anything in an instant. Like,
he's still 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a huge Flash, but I liked that movie. I really liked that movie. I don't like Ezra Miller. I think they could have got somebody better to play Barry.
Yeah,
but
dude,
the movie was great.
We didn't get any fucking Grant Gustin in that fucking movie, but we got like, it was like, who's a way better Flash actor.
I'm surprised that they kept him with all the dumb shit that he got popped for, like legally.
Did you see the Arrowverse's Crisis on Infinite Earths?
I don't know anything really about DC. I am not.
So the Arrowverse had a bunch of shows. They had like Green Arrow, Flash, Black Lightning, Legends of Tomorrow.
This is all
Supergirl
CW stuff, right?
Huh?
This is all CW stuff, right?
Yeah, it's all CW. They had Supergirl and like whatever, and then they did Crisis on Infinite Earths, where it canonized everything. Where you find out like they did cameos of fucking like almost every universe or whatever, even that fucking shitty fucking Birds of Prey television show. But there's a scene where Grant Gustin's Barry Allen meets Ezra Miller's Barry Allen. And they're both like, what the fuck is like? And this is when Grant he's like, who are you? Like, he's like, because every other Barry that he's seen looks like him or whatever. Like when he goes through different timelines or different Earths or whatever, every other Barry he's seen looks like him. So he sees
this one's blonde.
He sees Ezra Miller or whatever. And like they're both just like, what the fuck is like? Yeah, and Barry's all like, yeah, dude, I'm also the Flash. And then Ezra Miller's all like, that's where he figures out to like call himself the Flash. He got it from Grant Gustin's fucking Flash, and they don't even and they don't even fucking have him in the gosh darn movie. I could pull up the clip probably and not get flagged for it.
Well, I even went back and I watched the animated Flashpoint.
That's a good movie.
It was so fucking good.
Good fucking movie.
And that doesn't get played to in it at all either. And they didn't. I think they kind of touched on Reverse Flash just a little bit in the live action one, but like not enough to where you could say like he made an appearance. But like, why haven't we gotten a Reverse Flash?
All right. Yes. The shit.
There's no audio. I don't know if that's going to come through on the podcast, or are you not playing the audio?
There should be audio.
There's not on my end.
That's what he said. I'm also the Flash. He's like, Flash? He's like, he's so confused. He's like, Flash? Like, what? Well, anyway, it exists. It's all everything's canon.
Do you think that these the movie companies like with DC and Marvel got tired of like all the letters and like hate that they were catching because they're making all of these like because we had Tobey Maguire, we had Andrew Garfield, we got Tom Holland, all different Spider-Mans. I mean, because there's a bunch of Spider-Mans even before Spider-Verse was a thing. There was a bunch of different Spider-Man universes.
Yeah.
Do you think that the MCU, Marvel, Hollywood, and DC Hollywood decided to start doing all this because everybody was pissed? They were just like, which one of these is the real one? Like, why do we have so many? And they're just like, you know what? I'm tired of getting the same dumb questions all the fucking time. Here, they all exist.
Maybe. I don't, dude. Yeah, it's so because like Warner Brothers is probably like even worse for it, dude. Because like you got Michael Keaton, you got Val Kilmer, you got George Clooney, and then you got fucking Ben Affleck and
Christian Bale and Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson at the exact same time, but they're all like, "What the fuck is going on?" Robert Pattinson don't look anything like Ben Affleck. How is this an origin story?
But it's a different Batman.
Different Batman completely.
Oh, actually, no, wait. Actually, I think theirs are the same, aren't they? They're both the Batman.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be the same. I forget who the because Ben Affleck wrote an original script with fuck, what's his name? Ryan, something Ryan. Um, and then that script just kept on going through fucking editing hell. Like it just kept on getting revamped, changed. Fucking Ben Affleck's like, I don't even want to be Batman anymore. This shit sucks. You know, like there's all sorts of fucking shit that was just going on behind the scenes that just they couldn't get it together. And
that's probably what happens with a lot of these Warner Brother movies. Is it just keeps going? It just keeps changing hands and tweaked and having to get like approved and then disapproved, and then that's how we get the garbage that is the live action DC universe.
Completely finished the fucking Batgirl movie. Like they shot it, edited it, fucking it was totally done. They're like, yeah, we're just not gonna fucking release it. And it was during COVID and shit too. Like you just put that shit on fucking HBO Max, and everyone would have watched it, like because we had nothing else to do.
Or at least hold on to it until the movie theaters open back up. Like do something with. Like what other movies do we have but we're never allowed to see?
There's probably quite a few that we just don't know about.
Yeah, like how many of these movies get made, and then they're just like, you know what? We have what the fuck? My credit card. I owe my credit card. I'm behind on my credit card payments, and they call me like 8 times a day, and it's hooked up to my laptop. So I don't know if you can hear that ringing.
I can hear it every time it goes. It's not loud.
But yeah, like how many of these movies get made, and we just don't get to see them?
It's sad, and like there's people like you and me. Even if the movie sucks, dude, we're still gonna fucking see it and probably find things that we enjoy about the stuff too. Like,
I'm gonna have a good time, even if the movie's not good. I'm still gonna have a good time. There has not been one superhero movie that I have like turned off or like walked out of. I fuck with it. I love it.
That's why I still haven't watched League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, because I know I'm gonna fucking hate it, and I like that series. I like the comics of that shit.
I don't know anything about League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I think I saw it once, like around when it came out. But I couldn't tell you anything.
What's so funny, dude? Sean Connery turned down a bunch of fucking big ass roles, right? Sean Connery turned down so much, and then he's like, he didn't think the movies were going to be good, and they ended up being fucking like huge successes. And then he's all like, well, I guess I'll do fucking this League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and it's a big ass fucking flop.
But he's James Bond, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Some people you just gotta Nicolas Cage it, dude. Like you get an offer, just take it, dude. Like it, boom.
Showed up in the new Flash movie for a brief second because I guess he's a giant Superman fan.
Well, and then back in the day, dude, Kevin Smith was hired to write a Superman movie called Superman Lives. Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman in that fucking movie. The movie never got made.
I see. I remember there being like stuff on Facebook, on social media about Nicolas Cage being Superman, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Leave him in his fucking quirky ass movies where it works.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care for Superman anyways, but I was just like, don't do that.
Nicolas Cage could play like The Question or some like a character like that, no problem. Like Superman, no.
Yeah, no, like why are you the end all be all superhero? You're gonna give it to National Treasure?
Yeah.
You're gonna give it to the fucking Weatherman or whatever the fuck that movie was called.
Oh, yeah, Wicker Man.
Wicker Man, that's it, Wicker
Man. That last movie he did with Pedro Pascal was fucking fantastic, but what's it called? Something like the fuck. I'll look it up.
Look it up. One movie. I mean, he did break into the superhero universe. He was in Kick-Ass.
Oh, dude,
those movies were great.
The first one I watched 3 days in a fucking row.
They're so good, and they're like a hot comic, dude. They were really big, like at first, and then nobody talked about them anymore.
So it's the unbearable weight of massive talent. That's what the fucking movie's called.
Yeah, that's a Nicolas Cage title, not Superman.
But back to Kick-Ass. The same writer, I forget who wrote it. He also wrote Wanted. And they made a fucking movie of that shit before they did Kick-Ass. And it was so crazy. I have the first issue of Wanted. Someone gave it to me for my birthday. He's like, dude, they're gonna make a movie of this shit, dude. It's gonna be great. And then the movie comes out. I was so fucking pissed, dude. I was like, this is not the same. Where's the criminal fucking demon, like, underground fucking society? Like, where's all this other shit that's not in the fucking, we're curving bullets and fuck, like, I was so mad. So, and I've only read the first issue. I've only read the first issue, but the fucking movie was nothing like what it was supposed to be. The fucking, when the dude is training to be like the shoot or whatever, they're not curving bullets and shit, dude. They're like, you got to shoot the fucking wings off of a fly type shit. Like that, boom, does it? You know.
I remember the trailer for that movie. And they do the whoop, and it goes around the, like, I thought that was cool, but I don't think I ever actually put forth the effort to see the movie. Like,
I was so mad. And then fucking they make Kick-Ass, dude. I wasn't expecting anything good from Kick-Ass, dude. And I watched that bitch 3 days in a fucking row.
It was so good,
this movie's so fucking good.
It was so good.
Fucking Jim Carrey's so weird, dude. He turned down some movies because he's all like, oh, it's way too violent, dude. I'm not that. But I was like, you were in Kick-Ass 2 and you're beating the shit out of people with baseball ability, dude. Your dog is biting people's dicks off, dude. Like, what?
I forgot he was in. I think I've only seen Kick-Ass 2 once or twice.
Yeah, he's the fucking dude in the fucking military shit, dude, with the grill and like, oh man, he's so badass. I like how he's coming back. He's coming back with a vengeance, dude. Fucking Dr. Robotnik.
Yes, and he killed it.
Killed it. He was so entertaining. He was so fun.
Those movies were so
damn,
good.
Jim Carrey's funny again.
He's off. I mean, like, he's still probably up on that pedestal that he put himself on of being so woke and self-aware. But at least it's not coming into the movies that he's doing.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's so... dude, everyone's, like, selling their souls or whatever. Dude, I think he did sell his soul, but they got it back somehow. Like, he fucking, like, won it back in, like, a poker game. I don't know, man. Like...
He's like, no, I've made you guys billions and billions of dollars. I'm out.
The Mask is still one of the best comic book movies ever made.
It's so good. The
So
Mask,
good.
just comic books aside, let's take the fact that it was a comic book out. One of the best movies ever created.
Oh yeah. Special effects. I watched it like a year or two. Like, everything still holds up. Special effects still look good.
Yeah.
Like, Cameron Diaz's first
movies, when you watch
movie.
them on new TVs, the CGI and like the special effects, like, you can tell where like the new TVs will pick up on shit that you couldn't see before, and it just looks kind of fucking weird. But no, it's still good.
It's still good. Still holds up. It was Cameron Diaz's first movie.
Yep. After her porno.
She did porn. She did adult films.
She didn't. I don't know how many, but it's out there.
Dude, I know what I'm doing when we stop recording.
Yeah, she did. She did adult films.
Man. I don't like to use the P word, dude. I like to see either say like adult films or like, I mean, I won't even call them like porn stars. I'll be like, oh, that adult film actress. You know, like, I try to be completely professional with the shit, even though
right, like trying to put like a diplomatic term to it when it's just people who have sex on camera for money.
Oh yeah, sign me up.
No, I'm shy.
I think
got a little
I don't
battle
think
on
I'd
my
be able to
camera.
actually do it either.
I recorded me and this girl once, and I went back and I rewatched because I had a great time, and then I went back and rewatched it, and I'm like, delete. Not going to be in those movies.
Not uploading this one. Shoot, dude. So we made it almost all the way through phase one. We can probably end it soon.
Yeah, because then if we keep going, we're going to start on Avengers, and then
so like we can
that's
end
another
with,
like 5-6 hours.
we can end with Avengers, dude. But like so we touched on Captain America a little bit. Like how I was like, dude, it was the perfect like. I still think that's Captain America. I think has the best solo movies out of the entire MCU. Like I'll consider Guardians of the Galaxy like a solo movie because it's just that individual team. It's not a whole Avengers like ensemble.
Right, they didn't have to like assemble. Like the whole point of Guardians of the Galaxy is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. So like Iron Man 3, like Iron Man 1 is probably like the best fucking movie. But then like every single Captain America movie is so fucking good, dude. The first one fucking blew my mind.
For such a character.
Yeah. The second one, fucking Winter Soldier.
I just rewatched Civil War within the last month, and I forgot how good it was. Like the dialogue, the action scenes, everything. Like I forgot how good it was.
I'm a big fan of Civil War. Just in general. I got all these fucking trades, dude. Fucking.
I got a few of those too.
Civil War, fucking. This one, Civil War Frontline, is so fucking good, dude. You're following, what's his name? Ben Urich. He's a reporter. You're following his fucking story of like all the shit that's going on during Civil War and shit, dude. It's so fucking good. Another Frontline one. I got the Peter Parker Spider-Man. It's a little dirty.
I got that one.
Fucking Wolverine. This one, fucking Wolverine steals a suit from Iron Man so he could go underwater and fucking beat Namor's ass.
Fucking really? That's cool. I'm gonna have to read that. I will add that to my read list on Marvel Unlimited.
It's so good. Oh. No,
the Avengers.
Captain America 3, dude. Yeah, Civil War, dude. Fucking good.
So good. And it like the for such a meh character, because like Captain America is not that as a person, as a character himself, it's not very exciting. Like Captain America was created to fight Nazis because it was World War II when those books were coming out. Like all of his covers had Nazis on them.
Yeah.
Like that's his whole thing. And what they did at Marvel and what we've said his name a million fucking times. Jon Favreau, like with his start, and then like whoever it was that actually did the Captain America movies, how they made him relevant in today's time is magic. Like, because that's all Captain America is. He's the good boy. He's the Boy Scout. He beats up Nazis, and that's what he does. That's what he was created for. But they made him relevant in today's world.
In Age of Ultron, it's so funny. Just like in the beginning when they're all like, "Oh yeah, let's kick some ass," and he's just like, "Language." I was like, "God damn it! Why are you making me like this dude?"
They did, and Chris Evans did a great job with Captain America. I'm glad that the Fantastic Four flopped, because if it would have took off and then Marvel would have got their hands on it and he would have remained the Human Torch, Captain America would not be what it is.
Oh, absolutely. Like, fuck, who else do we like? Who could have played fuck Captain America better? I don't think anybody. Like you were saying earlier, like Marvel MCU does fucking almost like perfect casting for fucking everybody, dude. Like Chris Hemsworth, Thor, fantastic,
perfect. Tom Hiddleston for Loki. Perfect.
Dude, you know what's so funny, dude? Tom Hiddleston auditioned to play Thor. So there's an alternate universe where Loki is actually Thor.
Which that'd be cool because we're gonna get season 2 of Loki.
Yeah.
Which is just campy enough that
it's coming out like tomorrow, I think. It's coming out like real soon, like next week. Some shit, dude. It's coming out.
It'd be cool if that showed up. If they kind of poked fun, had a little Easter egg like that in it. That'd be cool.
I think Loki fights Frog Thor in season 2. So like
do we get alligator Loki and Frog Thor just like
Oh man, the funniest scene to me anyways, in the first Thor movie, they're at the diner and he fucking finishes his coffee or whatever, and he just throws it on the ground. Another
and everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
They made a couple Donald Blake references, which is cool, because back in the old school Thor comics, when Thor would be roaming on Earth or whatever, he had a human disguise named Donald Blake. And like he carried an umbrella, and the umbrella was actually like he would call on the power of Thor, and the umbrella would turn into Mjolnir, and he'd become Thor and shit, dude. It was fucking super fucking campy and shit. But like they made some references in the movie. They made some references to like the Donald Blake character that he. I enjoyed it for like someone like me. Like the casuals aren't gonna pick up on that, but they did it for me. And people like me that would be like, oh yeah, they are gonna mention the fucking...
They do throw stuff in there for us.
Yes.
Like they just I just wish that they would pick something. And like one specific, like with Secret Wars, like say they decide when they do Secret Wars, if they could just get it together and do it the way it was written, like start to finish. Because they can't do anything about anything that's leading up to Secret Wars because all those movies are really kind of already out. But once Secret Wars starts and the Beyonder like starts yanking motherfuckers and putting them on Battle Planet, just give us Secret Wars.
Just give us something, yeah. Dude, it's gonna be so fucking rad, dude. Like Chris Evans is rumored to come back as Human Torch. Like it's gonna be so fucking rad, dude. Because Deadpool 3, they're basically adapting Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, but it's Deadpool kills the Fox Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
So like they're adapting all this shit, dude. Wolverine looks fucking sick in the fucking yellow costume shit.
Yeah, and I was skeptical at first because I'm like that costume is very exaggerated, like with the big wings and like the boots, where like because if you go back to the original, one second,
dude. I think it was Hulk 181. He had fucking like whiskers and shit, dude.
Yeah, it was Hulk. Well, Hulk 180 is where Wolverine was originally. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Hulk 180
was the first appearance, but yeah, 181 is when they actually fight.
Yeah, and then if it's not in this box, I'm gonna be pissed because I just wasted time. I have a facsimile. Oh, here's that Iron Man cover.
Oh, sick. That's not the same one I was thinking of, but like, yeah, that was pretty sick too.
But yeah, it's here. Hulk 180. I don't know where the fuck the Hulk 181 is. But yeah, his original costume is fucking stupid.
It's so dumb, dude. The so whiskers dumb. And the fucking man.
Like the original Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's wild. And I did not know how they were going to do that in the movie. Because it's such an exaggerated costume.
Yeah. Like, we got hints of it, I think, in like Days of Future Past, when he, like, opens up, there's, like, the fucking Wolverine, like, helmet in there, and...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
the picture that came out with him walking next to Ryan Reynolds,
it looked good.
It's a little campy, but it looks cool.
And like, I think they were like filming like in the winter and shit too. So like, that's why he has the sleeves, like, because he needs to have the sleeves cut off, dude. Like, that's what makes it fucking. That's because we need Hugh Jackman, dude. Fucking, we don't need we need Hugh Jackman, dude. Fucking
Hugh Jackman.
yeah, that's what we need. It's so great, dude. I love their friendship. That's another thing that makes the shit so dynamic, dude. Like everybody has such good chemistry with each other, and there's like the scenes in some of the movies where there's like bantering and shit, dude. It just feels natural. It feels like this was how they would really interact with each other. And
yeah, they just did. Whoever the casting coordinator is for Marvel needs a raise, honestly.
That's what we're striking for.
They did such a good job.
Yeah. Oh man. So we're gonna do a part 2.
Absolutely.
On your channel, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we gotta schedule something, and
so I am currently on like sabbatical from work, so I got time. I got time.
I'm not doing shit tomorrow.
Tomorrow I got a buddy coming over who's into comic books and stuff like that. I could talk to him and see if he'd want to do it. But I do got a buddy coming over. He'll be here all day tomorrow.
Heck yeah. But again, we're like 2.5 hours in, dude. Like I've done like 4-hour episodes. I know nobody wants to watch those. So like even
2.5 hours. I mean, like luckily we didn't have any real lulls. Like the conversation was consistent.
Yeah.
And
there was a couple times we had some brain farts and whatever. Yeah, it happens.
Well, yeah. And then we had connection issues, but all in all, I think it would like from start to finish, we've been talking the whole time. Like my voice kind of hurts. I haven't talked this much since I stopped doing sales.
Oh, geez. So I'll pop this bitch up. You know, you've been watching WeinerCast. We're gonna do part 2. I got so many other fucking episodes. I gotta do a One Piece one. Fuck,
fuck yeah! I've been watching the live action One Piece, and now I'm rewatching One Piece. Like I'm just starting. Like they just picked up Chopper.
Okay, so Drum Island. All right, hell
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, dude. I'm gonna be doing a Chopper drawing, dude. It's gonna have Tony Chopper in the middle, like when he's like in his superhero shit. Mm-hmm. But then like in the background, dude, it's gonna have all of his fucking transformations and shit, dude, and it's gonna say fucking The Adventures of Tony Chopper in fucking with the One Piece letters and shit.
Hell yeah. I want a print of that. That's gonna be cool. That sounds rad, dude.
It'll be fun. But yeah, dude, like I've had a blast, dude. Fucking.
We're gonna start Infinity War. We're gonna start.
Yeah. We're like, I don't know where we're gonna begin. Like, because I think we'll eventually have to do like a part 3, and that's where we bring in like all the the TV shows. You know?
I'm down to make this like a semi-regular thing because like they're constantly there's the TV shows. We can even talk Marvel animated series. Like we could pick one, we could watch it because it's all available.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus, you can watch all of it. Like I'm down to kind of make this.
We can do like watch parties on Discord, dude. I could send you a link to my Discord, dude. We can do watch parties and shit, dude. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm down for that. I do that with my buddies anyways. Like we'll text each other and we'll be like, okay, start the movie in 3, 2, 1, play, and then we'll sit there and text each other throughout the movie about like what's going on and shit. Yeah, I love that.
That's how I saw the Snyder Cut, dude. Like, even though my best friend, dude, he lives like 15 minutes away, dude. Like, it was like 3, 4 in the morning though. So we're all like, hey, let's watch the fucking Snyder Cut, you know, like. Turn it on Discord.
Me and a buddy did that during COVID, man. I was living with my grandparents and I couldn't like bring COVID home to kill them. Yeah. So we would like FaceTime each other while watching like Harry Potter or whatever the fuck movie we were watching, and just sit there and bullshit the whole time. And it was cool.
Dude, yeah, I'm stoked, dude. I haven't recorded in like a couple weeks, dude. I've been itching, dude. I've been just fucking this. Like, I need to get some shit out.
So well, if we want to do it on my channel next,
yeah,
I upload every Wednesday. I can start promoting if you want to do like next Wednesday, if you're free.
Next Wednesday should work.
It would have to be after like 1:30 in the afternoon, but
that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, like I got my job's on call, so like I don't think I have any calls next week, so it's all right. Yeah. We'll make it happen, dude. We'll make. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. So stay tuned. Follow Sky Comics. You know, you'll find part 2 on there when we get to it. There's part 1, dude. Like we said, we just might make a series of this shit. You never know.
That'd be cool, man. Because we got years worth of information to talk about if we really decided to put some effort into this.
Oh, dude, we gotta find 1974 Spider-Man movie and watch that shit.
It's got to be on Amazon to rent.
It's got to be something, dude. I can pull it on probably in one of my. I'm gonna end the stream before I say the words.